All right, folks, we'll be getting underway in just a second here. I was just updating Enhanced Skyscapes, and let's see if it actually looks or actually just works on my system. That'll be an experience, for sure. Okay, let me swap over to the sim here, and I think we're kind of sort of almost there. Okay, and I'm just going to continue on from where I was. Hey, Yubi the Judge, welcome, welcome. Pilsner, how are you? Evening, AI2W. Intel, welcome aboard. Pro Streamer, Toto. Nah, hardly. Monty4333, welcome aboard. Loving the new Running Man theme. It's like a retro mix of something something. It Jeebus, welcome, welcome. How are you? And hello from Germany. Hello from Toto, I guess. GamerTube Total Land. What did we... Nobody voted on my poll. I got summarily ignored. Well then, I guess we'll fly with an operable GPS. I'm gonna go ahead and file up the flight plan on Vatsim. And let's see if they'll actually let me on. Did Enhanced Skyscapes work? Let's try high performance, because I like high performance. Cool! Okay, let me turn on the camera. How's everybody doing? SNerd9334, welcome aboard. And actually, let me turn up the sim audio. There we go. Mucho bettero, something like that. I tried voting, but it wasn't showing results. Well, apparently that's well, not a good website then. Damn it. What if I vote? Will you show me results then? No! Well, I remember people using straw poll. Well, whatever. We'll just go with GPS operable tonight. Or is it still being tweeted? It's been released AI2W, I think. At least I got it. So let me postpone talking to Jenny for a little bit. And actually, no, we are. I've already got the flight plan all ready to go, so I'm just going to go ahead and add winner.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support.
And we'll go graphics, 150%.
How can we help you today?
Lovely. We are November 650 Charlie Lima. We are going to be departing at... Let's see, actually, time right now is 49, and it says, okay, so I'm going to set you up so that we're roughly in sync with real time.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support.
There we go.
How can we help you today?
And we've scheduled a departure at 30 past the next hour. Going to be 2 crew, 4 passengers. I voted no. Apologies. Check the inbox. Got ES last night. Lovely stuff. And we're definitely going to need fuel. Other than that, it's lovely weather. No need for...
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
Sweet. And let's walk out to the airplane. Hopefully it's still parked in the right spot. Roughly is. Goal 06, yes. That is about what we're looking for. It's got a little of a breeze going. Yep, she's standing up on all 3 wheels. All 3 gears anyway. 6 wheels actually. Covers are all on. Okay, so let's get this show started. Gonna take all the covers off. This guy, and these 2. All the other stuff is good. Unlock it. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm also going to connect up to the vat of Sims. And fingers crossed, my audio, not quite. Still series, no. How about you? What if we do this? Okay, you can hear me now. Let's see if Vatsim is gonna work. Vatsim audio. Is this FBO feature plan we work with TPM 900 at some point? We might, I'm not sure yet, GamerTube HD. Haven't fully decided on that yet. So we're gonna get the jet quickly prepped here. Gonna pull this pin and this chock. Door is unlocked. I'm gonna pull this pin and this chock. Gonna hop inside and get everything started. We've got a little bit of time to talk and, you know, do stuff. Okay. Jet is not broken. And let's get started on the standard items. Already forgot to turn off the map lights. Yes, the passenger door is open. I'm aware of all of those. Good stuff. And let's have a look-see over here. We want to do the squib test first. 4, 2, forward.
Jet pipe
5 fires.
overheat.
And 5 fails. Good stuff. That's all checked out. APU should hopefully be operable. GPS today? Yeah, GPS today. In fact, I might need to push the breakers back in. I'm not sure if this airframe has them popped or pushed in. No, they're in. And this guy's also in. Yeah, anything else popped? It's a little bit hard to see. Doesn't look like it. And look down the other side. That's good. And easy to miss breakers down here. All in. And these guys are all in. Wonderful. AP has started up. AC ELAC page, APU generator onto the bus. Alrighty. Everything that should be powered is powered, and DC all TRUs are powered. Battery is no longer discharging. Good stuff. I should have checked the battery voltage before I attempted the APU start, but you know. Lessons learned. Are any of the breakers monitored on the Challenger? No, they're not. ITGBus. Unfortunately, they're not. In that respect, it's a somewhat dumb and simple plane. Let's see. IRUs have probably, yeah, there we go. They've already started aligning because GPS has acquired signal. Time to align 5.2 minutes. Good stuff. So, with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and start a checklist.
Flight compartment checklist. AC and DC electrics.
Yeah, I've been checked.
Nav lights, logo light.
Alright. On.
Cockpit lights.
Set.
Lamp test.
Lamp test. Our beloved lamp test. There's number 2. Everything that's lighting, that should be lighting up, is lighting up down here. Do the number 1 channel. So far, so good. Also on here, you can actually see how the sides flip on the lamp test for the autopilot panel. And up here, and there's channel 2. Good. And you can actually, is this version 1.6? Yes, it is. You can actually fail individual lamps. So if we go to 33 lights, each and every one of these lamps, we can actually pop individually. So let's say I wanted to right engine bottle lamp. And I now do the lamp test. This lamp ain't coming on anymore. In fact, I could do it like this. You can see it going out. I'll do a test here and Control F. Lamp has failed. So that is how you can do that as well. Cool. Lamp test is complete.
Duct monitor.
Duct monitor test. First flight of the day, so we'll have to do those.
Bleed air duct.
Good stuff. Good test. Loop A is okay. Loop B is okay.
FMS database status.
So, what is the date? We are on GPS. It's the 27th. There's a search box. Yes, there is. I'm aware people wanted it, and definitely needs to be put in. So, database status cycle through. And cycle again. Good.
FMS flight plan uplink, ATIS.
Go to the flight plan uplink, flight plan recall 650. Send. And ATIS is what we wanted to grab. Is anybody online here yet? There is. Let's go into data link. ATIS. We are going to be from LGAV. Single report. Fetch. There we go. Athena Venizelos. ATIS. Information Gulf. 1720. Well, this is running off of sim time, which is a little bit off. We are pretty close. So this is just 2 hours behind, so it just have daytime, actually daylight. So this is just 1758 right now. So it's about 30 minutes old. Means in Europe, I think they issue it every 30 minutes, so that should be fine. We might need to get another one. Approach ILS, landing 03 left, take off 03 right, which is good. We're coming out of there, 0904.
All right, Captain.
2516.
Just let me know how much fuel
The hell's
you need,
this?
or
This
would
is
you
some
like to
weird
go to
ATIS
school
structure.
today?
Anyway, I need to switch. I was testing stuff in the US, so I need to switch this over into HPA. 1014 on the meter. And over here as well, 1014 on the meter. So we've got 2710 on board, and our flight plan calls for, we'll just quickly pick that up here. And I'm just going to quickly throw it onto a second screen. Flight plan calls for block fuel of 8,200. I've got 1,500 pounds of extra, just in case we've got a bunch of delays. So we've got 8,200 needed, 2710 on board, which means we need to pump 5,500 or about 2,500 kilograms. So that, and the density of today called 0.8, 3,125 liters. 3120 liters.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
Enjoy yourself, buddy. So with him gone, what I'm gonna do we need this? We might need to. I think we should just about fit this into the wings. So we go ahead and fire this up. Open up both valves. And as soon as he applies pressure from the truck, grabs his little control, the dead man switch. There we go, to start pumping. So we'll go ahead and do a quick shut-off test. All valves reacted correctly. Good. Yeah, so we'll just let him pump. Good. So we got ATIS, we got FMS flight plan uplink. Here's the weird part about the NOTAMs. So NOTAM, specific ATIS instruction concentration of birds in the vicinity of the airport. Advise you have listened to information Gulf. Advise you have information Gulf. Okay, yeah, I guess we have. Thanks for the info. Cool. We got the ATIS, we got the flight plan loaded. Secondary flight plan. Activate. Execute.
Anti-skid.
Anti-skid test is tested.
Nose door.
Nose door is clear.
Hydraulic 3A pump.
So I'm going to fire up the pump here. I should normally have the page on there. We'll quickly hop outside and let the switch in the down position, which is okay. It should have stayed open. Okay, now all the gear pins are out. We got the nose chock in. Parking brake is going to be coming next. And hop our asses down. So that is on.
Brake pressure.
Is checked. 3,000.
Parking brake.
Is going to be... that. There we go.
Nose door.
Is Closed.
Hydraulic panel and pumps.
So hydraulic pump check. Gonna go off, on, on. Reposition the airframe, spawn a different that checking the nose door closes if it was left open. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So all pumps have been checked. They're providing good pressure.
Electric panel.
Is checked.
AC DC utility switch.
Is off.
Start ignition panel.
Checked.
Fuel panel.
Do a fuel panel test. Goes out. Comes on. Off. That's a feature? No, it isn't a feature. It shouldn't be doing that. If you had it open. Well, to a degree. I need to check. It should not be doing that if you're repositioning the airframe, but I gotta check. I'm not sure.
APU LCV.
APU LCV. We've been sitting here for more than 3 minutes, so we can go ahead and open up the LCV
10th
here.
stage isolation valve.
Valve is open.
Packs.
Left pack's coming on. And right pack is coming on as well. Good.
Air conditioning panel.
Is checked. Norm. Packs are on. Ramer is out and guarded. Temperatures are set. Temperature for the cabin is controlled from the cabin.
Pressurization panel.
Is pretty much sea level and standard on the meter for now. Well, let's set it up. It's pretty close to standard anyway.
Bleed air panel.
And you can also do the manual pressurization test. Fault lamp comes on, goes out. Good stuff. Hey, good evening, Limburg 61. Now the airframe manager pops up at first at least. Yes. Hey, Steve 099. Doing well. Finally, a bug that isn't a feature. There's plenty of those, don't worry. There's plenty of bugs. I mean, I feel like the more I work on it, the more bugs I discover. Good.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch.
It's checked.
Cal anti-ice switches.
Are cycling. No messages.
Anti-ice panel.
Anti-ice panel test. So we'll go on test. 4 OKs. Detector test. Ice detected and wing overheat. Green lamp. And we've got red indications here.
Wing overheat.
Good stuff.
Emergency lights.
Are armed.
Passenger signs.
For the time, no smoking. We'll skip
ELT.
the item here. ELT is armed.
Flare shield panel.
Is disconnect bar check.
Crew and passenger oxygen.
So we've got oxygen on board 1910. Off and out of the left. Off and out of the right. Hey Tim Rodeo and well Vinny as well. And passenger oxygen is normal.
DCU warning panel.
Our buttons are out and guarded.
CVR.
Push that in. Hey Whizball. Lights on. Good
Audio
stuff.
panels.
Audio panels. We're going to be communicating on COM 1. I got to actually turn up the volume probably. Talk to people.
SPS system.
SPS check. So, funny story on the SPS test. As soon as you do the SPS test, you'll get an amber stall fail message here. I don't know why. Probably just because you're doing a test, so it doesn't actually protect you. So, stall fail. Goes high. Pusher activates. Shaker activates. You got ignition AD, and if I go ahead and push my autopilot disconnect, I can move the yoke back. So, stall test. On the left side is good. I'm not going to bother testing the right side.
Integrated standby instrument.
ISI is set. Pressure is set, indicating 280,
Do you need anything
280 on the right, and 280 on the left. Refueling is complete, and indeed it is. We're indicating just about the amount of fuel we need for the flight. Yeah, 8196 is on the book, and we're getting up there. Good stuff.
Okay,
Go ahead and
just
charge
one
me.
quick signature on
How much did we
and I'll
pay?
be on my way.
184 a liter. Yeah, that about matches current fuel prices. So, tow.
Here's a copy
I only
for
have
your
21
records.
open.
Have a nice day.
See, it's a Proline 21, so, I mean, that matches the proper behavior, right? Okie doke. Where were we? Integrated same instrument is set.
Clock.
Reset.
EFIS. ICAS.
EFIS is checked. We've got indicating good heading. We've got no fault flags. The odd emperor is explainable. nowhere on the right hand side, and ICAS is indicating all good. Oil pressures are expected to be 0. Everything else, no fault flags, no missing indications, good stuff.
Main landing gear bay overheat.
So MLG bay overheat,
Gear bay overheat.
good. Fault fail checked. And is this flasher flashing? It is.
TOS warning switches.
TOS warning for the first time in a while. I'm actually gonna get a proper terrain not off anymore,
Light
because we
slow.
do have GPS.
Pitch and roll disconnects.
Pull up.
And TOS warning switches want to make sure that they're all pushed out. The brief blinking is because the test, it flashes the lamps on you a couple of times during the test. So if you do this with the brief test, again the terrain test, then you'll get a flashing of these lamps here. That's the TOS system, the TOS computer testing the lamps itself.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
Okay, pitch and roll disconnects are in and
Ground
stowed.
spoilers.
Ground spoilers are auto.
Thrust reversers.
Are armed, and we'll get 2 messages about them. Good.
Thrust levers.
Are going to be fully checked now, all the way forward, back, all the way forward, and back.
Engine speed switches.
On.
Engine vibration check.
Vibe test. Tree and vibe.
Oral warning.
Earl warning. Second one's working as well.
Smoke detector.
Smoke detector. 2 smokes we're looking for.
Smoke.
Worst message you can get in flight.
Trims. Mock trim.
So trim test left channel. Move it. Get the clacker. Okay, the other way. To the clacker. Disconnect. Stops movement. Amber message. Second channel. To the clacker. The other way. Disconnect. Kills movement message. Good stuff. You should do the same thing on the opposite side as well for the other switches, but I'll trust that those are okay. You can just pass the vibe check. Yeah, they've got good vibes on them.
Yacht ampers.
Yacht ampers are on, no messages, and if I disconnect those, it'll come back. Yep, there we go. Push that in, yacht amp message goes away.
Reversionary inhibit switches.
Are all in the normal position, left ICAS, norm, AFCS1, norm, good stuff. And I'll be flying from the left seat, so I'm going to have... Actually, you know what I'm going to take after, I'll do that after the test. IRSs have all aligned, so IRS 1, 2 has aligned, so we don't have any message faulty heading on either one of those, and we also don't have an IRS 3 aligned message. And finally, we can do that by checking the IRS status page here. If it doesn't show when you push MFD data, you just go display menu and select which page you want. So IRS status is the one we want, and we've got mode nav, mode nav, mode nav. They're all navigation mode active. Good stuff. In fact, their positions are, yeah, just about the same. So all is well. Pausing it. We don't really need this. I mean, you could like explicitly set the position of the FMS, but it's already there. It's already at the GPS position anyway. Finally fixed the GPSs. Yes, he pulled both LRUs and smashed them with a hammer until they came to their senses.
CPDLC.
So we're gonna get a clearance here over PDC here over ACARS. Let's see. Let's try it. We are November 650 Charlie Lima. We are talking to facility LGAV. We'll see if they're available. Challenger 650. What was the ATIS again? I forgot again. It is Information Golf. And we're coming from LGAV. What's the time, by the way? Oh, we still got time. Best tool in any mechanics toolbox, a hammer. Yeah, it's a universal tool for everything. And we're going to Rome, LIRF. We are at gate 06, if memory serves. There was actually a ground marking for this. Where are you? There you are. Gate 06. Yes, that matches. Gate 06. And go ahead and punch that off. CBDLC ascent.
TCAS.
Or well, CBDLC. It's not really CBDLC, it's just 8 cars clearance. TCAS test. Tuning 2000. There we go. Do a quick TCAS test.
ATIS and clearance.
We have ATIS waiting for clearance. Or just kick it. Yeah.
TCAS system
FMS flight
test
plan.
okay.
Wind update. Perf.
Okay, flight plan. For the time being, I've skipped the waiting for the clearance thing. I know we're going to be departing runway 03 right. And our filed departure is, what are you talking about? Here, you were Core 1 Juliet. KOR. Core 1 Juliet. Execute. Legs. Yeah, that's matching about where we need it to be. Perfect it. We are cruising at level 380. Wait, don't business usually fly for Rome, Campino instead of Fiumicino. Vinny, I'm flying where they have ATC coverage. It's more likely to be the big airport, so for the time being, that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna have 150 pounds of cargo on board, and we're gonna trust the meters here. Let's let's trust them. We'll see. We'll see how far that takes us. Interesting. This guy says 8240 and 8230 on the meter here. Yeah, there's oftentimes a discrepancy between the FMC. Somehow the values differ, even on a real airplane. I don't know why. Somehow I've managed to recreate the shadiness of the real thing. Okay, takeoff wise, what are we looking at? What are we looking at for temperature? It's probably temperature and dew point, right? Okay. So we've got a temperature of 25. I'm gonna actually bring the. I can do a thing here where I bring the other box up here with me. 090 at 4. Runway 3 right. Headwind right. Runway length is plenty. No slope. Dry runway. 1014 on the meter is correct. 288 on the pressure altitude. Gonna have 25% CG. And more like 26. Hang on, let me check. No, it's gonna be more like 24. Somewhere around there. Good. 36.7. Takeoff weight. Plenty of runway. Gonna take off with APU. I'm happy with those. And finally, we'll do the wind update. Any news on the CG Calc spreadsheet? Not yet, S-Nerd. Okie doke.
Takeoff data.
Takeoff data is set.
Avionics and charts.
Avionics are set up. Charts, it should automatically pick up everything we need. Charts are loaded on this side. On the departure side as well.
Flight instruments.
Flight instruments check. Okay. I'm going to be departing runway 030, so it's about there on the heading. Heading 0325, FMS. Speed, is there a speed constraint? Data link winds updated. We'll go ahead and execute that change. There's a speed constraint of 210. So roll that in. And does the SID specify a top altitude for clearance? SID blah blah blah. Doesn't talk about initial climb clearance, does it? The climb gradients are not a problem for us today. Yeah, they don't specify a top altitude, so for the time being I'm just gonna roll with something like 3000 and they'll tell me exactly. So flight instruments check, FMS 1, 210, 3000 provisional, 1014 indicating 290 feet. And let's look over on the right side. 033 FMS 2, 210, 3000 provisional, 1014 indicating 290 feet. Alrighty. That clearance ain't gonna be happening over data link, I can tell you already. And they would have already issued it. So we're just gonna have to talk to people, which is pretty annoying, but I suppose that's how we roll. Okay, LGAV do have ground 2175. So will we actually be able to pick them up on COM2? 121750.
Continue Golf to holding point 03 right out of the Charlie SF15,
Indeed.
thank you.
In fact, let me put on a headset here so I can actually hear it.
Tower 215, red squawk code 7206, requesting R4 clearance to Rome, Fiumicino.
Itaro 215, we are cleared to Rome via Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango departure on 039.
Sure would be nice if they had, they had been using daylight to made it easier for the clearances. What are the conditions for corridor? I refilled the oil and cold and dark airframe. Started up, shut them both down a few minutes later. Wonder if it'll be coming back to a surprise. If they needed rate, you'd have to be at very high power and immediately shut down with no cooling at all. The core lock will occur when the engine bearings here, so the bearing temperature of the metal tank gets to about 450 degrees Celsius. That's like 200 degrees higher than they'll ever normally get. Even on a shutdown, on a very hot shutdown, they'll never exceed about 330.
Exposure start right at 1 Charlie, X-ray, stand Alpha 33.
Alrighty.
Stop.
Roger, 1 Charlie exit, position start approved, facing east, unit 1015.
East, QNH 015, and 1 Charlie X-ray.
Santa 3, request push us out, please.
Ah. They wanted to talk to me.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hot Stove Flight Support. Your passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to
I
the
think they
plane?
could come, yeah, sure.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else?
That is all.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Itaro 723, stand by, I'll call you back.
Missed the opportunity.
Speedbird 641 is ready, pushing start.
Speedbird 641, position start approved, facing east, unit 1015.
East East 1015, Speedbird 641.
New notice has been issued, so let's go ahead and pick that up.
Good day, stand Alpha 33, request Alpha clearance to left, Rome.
Okay, we have hotel. Hasn't changed. Weather is definitely different, so take off. We've got, so we're not going to enter a wind. Instead, I'm going to say that we've got a 2-knot tailwind. And meter is different, so 1015 on a meter.
International climb 7,000 feet.
Yeah, that matches about well.
120 Ito,
15, good stuff. Everything else is unchanged. Slightly more runway like we'll use. We could actually do a, let's do a D-rated takeoff. How about that? I know folks are all about that flexing, so at this altitude we could probably flex all the way to 50. Let's see if that actually lets us do it. Okay, and take off. Now with this flex, 5236. I know you folks like flexing, so let's go. Recomputed takeoff data. Plenty of runway. In fact, here's a thing that might happen. Since we are on the northern side of the airport, it might actually shorten us. 13,000 feet of runway. Let's see, do they have a Tora page? Takeoff run available. They don't. Usually they'll have that on like the airport information chart. Airport briefing, general continued.
7227.
Arriving, departing aircraft, surface movement, revisions. Actually, departure brief. Engines run up.
And we have information hotel on board.
Hey, don't talk. Hey, sit your asses down and shut up.
That's great to hear. Well, we're all set back there, so we can get going anytime.
Yep. Go ahead and sit down, shut up, and buckle in. Be alright because the engines weren't running for a long time. Yeah, most probably. Let's have a look. Do we have anything else here for what TORA, Tora? I'm not sure they published that here. No, they don't. Okay, well in that case, screw all of that. We'll just go to the airport chart. We could. This is about, let's consider this half of the runway available for takeoff. So we can go ahead and do a shortening of the runway. 13,000 divided by 2 is 6,500, correct? Yes, it is. So if I punch in manually 6,500 feet of runway, we're still going to be good. They published 3 Taurus. Yeah. It's 10-9A. Oh, it is. Lovely stuff. Thanks. 10-9A, of course. Sweet. For runway 03 right. And from Delta 5 intersection, 8,200 feet. Plenty of runway for us. From Delta 5, that would be here. Oh yeah. So it said, what did it say again? I forgot the number already. It says 8,200 feet. Good, we can work with that easily. So 8,200 of the footsies. Good stuff. Thank you. Alrighty, let me bring him up again.
Please, clear.
Alrighty.
0715, standby.
Okay, flight is week 7. Departure briefing. Departure brief is going to be...
Standby for a moment, call you back on. 0715, sorry for the delay.
Yeah, somebody's blocking hard. So initial 046 to 1,100 is just the initial hop up to 400 feet above field elevation. Yeah, 046, then 084 inbound to Delta 264 November. It's going to be this boy here, 4,000 or below. ATV right direct. ATV right there. Athens BOR, 6,000 below. 4. And that's the end of our Rinthos. Good stuff.
Departure runway squawk 7200.
That's the departure brief completed. We'll get a top altitude pretty soon. The tune down ATC. I apologize. Alrighty. So we got the departure brief out of the way.
Emergency procedures.
Just don't bother me with it.
Pins, covers, chocks.
Okay, parking brake is set, so we'll go ahead and pull the remaining chalk. And pins are on board, covers are on board. Okay. Now you're mine, everybody in the back. But, you know, go ahead and educate yourselves.
Jan 567, there's an aircraft ahead of you pushing back.
Is this okay on the volume?
Oh my god, we needed to do
Water
this.
heaters, master
Cabin lights, actually, I didn't set those up.
Agents 650 request clearance to
We're on cabin lighting as well.
Jan 650, good afternoon. You're clear to fly to Rome via Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango departure on 03 right, initial 7000, scope 7220.
Yes, 650, scope 7220, initial climb 6,000 feet, clear to destination via Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, departure for runway 03 right.
Athens, quality 17 Echo Golf, we on stand 2, information, hotel current, requesting clearance to run.
Don't you just love it when somebody just doesn't wait their turn? Yeah, this ain't happening.
12 stations, stand by, I'll call you back on.
Agent 650, my read is correct?
By means wait, yeah? And by 1 minute.
Don't you love it when somebody pipes up like this? I mean, Vatsim events, I guess.
Controller is online right now. Standby all.
Oh, do you have a clearance? They do indeed. 18625. Might be able to get him first. Athens clearance. Good afternoon. November 650 Charlie Lima. Information Hotel on stand Golf 08. And request clearance to Rome, please. Maybe. Oh, it's 18675. Damn it.
And then 650 Charlie. Okay, sorry. And then 650 Charlie Lima, 8 Hotel Tango. Information Hotel, stand Bravo 44 IFR to Rome. Ready to copy.
Low voltage tech, we have a support forum up on Xpilot. That is the best place to go ahead and contact us for support. Always attach your log file and all the information that you can gather about the file.
So 719 Alpha cleared to Rome via Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 038, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2007. Oscar Romeo to Tritanga, 7,000 feet emission, 2007, down slope to the internet, 7
Why don't people wait for the feedback correct from the controller? What's the matter there? That's sort of difficult to understand. Well, exception access violation just means that there was a memory access error. Might not have been the aircraft that caused it, but it should. We shall see. So 729 cleared the Rome, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 038, climb 7,000, squawk 2066. Let's see, cabin lights.
Flight compartment checklist complete.
Passenger signs. ATIS and clearance. And waiting on that.
2066, Ether 729.
V and SIM rather than AT.
Athena Ground, good day, it's around 78 kilo information, hotel gate Alpha 07, ready to copy.
Geez, sure would be nice if they had data link clearance, wouldn't it?
711, with information hotel, request IFR to Roma. 711 cleared Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 03 right, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2045.
Yeah, they don't.
2045 cleared Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, initial climb 7,000, Itero 711. Input 711, go ahead, radio check. Itero 780, my Kilo Athena, good day, information, hotel gate Alpha 07, ready to copy. 780 Lima Kilo, hello, clear to Rome, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 03 right, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2027.
Let's try another one, just for funsies.
To Roma, Kilo Romeo, Oscar 2 Tango, climb 7,000 feet, runway 031, and squawk 2027, Itaro 78 Lima Kilo. 78 Lima Kilo, departure Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango. Direction Kilo Oscar Romeo 2 Tango, Itaro 78 Lima Kilo. 78 Lima Kilo, for Yankee, stand Bravo 11, information hotel IFR clearance to Rome, please.
Athens delivery, good evening, Bottle TR5, Delta Sierra Stand.
What a shit show.
Request of after Rome.
Break, Ocean 14 Yankee, hello, clear the Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2041. To Rome, Corinthos, 2 Tango departure out of runway 03 right, initial climb 7,000 feet.
Yeah, in case they're giving 7,000, we'll preset that just in case.
For Yankee, squawk 2041. August 2041, Ocean 1 for Yankee. 1 for Yankee, lead back or break Volotea 5 Delta Sierra, clear the Rome, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2065.
Cleared Rome via Corinthos 2 Tango departure 03 right, climb 7000 squawk 2065 for the tail 5 Delta Sierra.
5 Delta Sierra, correct. Delivery right, TX uniform star Alpha 31, information of tech Roma. And 3 X-ray uniform.
Oh man.
Kilo Oscar Romeo Tango 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 2076. Clear Roma, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango departure 7000 feet, squawk 2076, Ryanair TX uniform.
Delivery quality 17 Echo Golf, request Alpha clearance to Rome please, information, hotel coordinate board.
Well, that was our off blocks planned 2 minutes ago. Block 70. Taxi and takeoff. I'm afraid that would not fly all that well.
2 Tango departure, 7,000 feet.
I didn't even open up the blinds here. Damn it, what sort of a terrible pilot am I?
17 Echo Golf River, correct. And a notice to all stations. Stand by until the aircraft I say readback is correct, and then you're going after your request. Right, for my Another 1712, cleared Roma, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, climb 7000 feet, squawk 7205.
Clear Oscar Romeo to Tango, climb 7000 feet, initial climb, and squawk 7205.
Our passenger 2 rich to bother open the blinds themselves. Sort of, all countries.
Delivery, good evening, consider EG2 Papa request Alpha actions to Roma with information hotel and send Alpha 34.
How many aircraft are there? Just for funsies.
25 Papa, no flight plan for you.
Nice.
Delivery EGN 125 A320 Neo at Bravo 13 with information hotel.
Full house.
Clearance to Rome. Yeah, 125 low clear to Roma, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 2031. Clear to Roma via the Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango departure for
Sure would have been nice to have
7000 feet,
some cargo 737s.
EGN 125. 125 right for Mike, version start. Papa Mike, contact ground 1175. 175, interaction, bye-bye.
Okay, Pop 250, good evening, ready check.
I'm calling radio 5.
And this is why I packed in an additional 1,500 pounds of fuel today. Because I was expecting a shit show, and I'm glad Vatsim didn't disappoint. 58 departures and 16 arrivals at the moment.
2055.
Clock 2055 coming to 7,000 feet via Kilo Roma to Tango Yankee Pop 210.
Delivery quality 17 Echo Golf with you on the southwest ramp 2, requesting start up on stand.
Alpha Papa 2590
Yeah,
back.
there probably Phoenix is there. Is there an event going on? Yes, there is. Let's see. Radio check. That's like.
For startup was at quality 38 Papa Charlie.
And sorry, it's quality 17 Echo Golf. I probably should go into ground though.
17 Echo Golf.
Yes, you do not call for
startup is approved QNH 1015.
on clearance.
Oh, perfect. Start approved. QNH 1015. Quality 17 Echo Golf. Thank you, sir.
Delivery morning, EG2 Papa,
Fly windows over 200, then it's fine.
access to Roma.
And to Papa, I have no flight plan received from you. 1221 ready check. Yeah, 121 ready 5. 1221 so Roma with information hotel on board and the stand is Bravo 05. Sienna 1221 clear to Roma, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango, climb 7,000 feet, squawk.
So we can probably already preload Core 2 Tango in here because it's going to be that one. I know almost certainly that's what we're going to be flying, so let's go ahead and pre-brief it
Clear to Rome,
while I'm waiting for everybody to
departure,
get out of the way.
20074 and climb 7000, is that correct?
And 122,
So, Core 2 Tango.
Good evening, gate 217 stand Alpha 38.
Straight as is, just a 400-foot climb. 032 to spa 12. Action. D12 spa. Max 210 into turn. Right direct ATV. That'll be a nice test for the flight management computer. Waiting in line at the DMV. My patience would have expired by now. Enjoyment factor reducing. Yeah, it's a. Yeah, that's why, Graham, I would have preferred if they had. I did send a data link clearance request, and it got summarily ignored. So that was great. ATV and then core. Level 38.
Core 2 Tango departure on 03 right, initial climb 7000, squawk 2042, Itaro 275.
Itaro 217 requesting push and start.
275 read correct, break Itaro 217, contact ground 121.75.
Why are people calling clearance for pushback?
1 for Yankee, fully ready.
What?
Πεντεζέλος καλησπέρα, κριτικές 235, αξιοβόλτηση clear για Ηρακλείο.
Ocean 1 for Yankee, are you ready for push, confirm?
Push, yes, Ocean 1 for Yankee.
Okay, didn't catch that at the first time. Contact ground 121.75.
121.75, thank you very much, bye-bye, Ocean 1 for Yankee.
Request pushback instructor.
2590, contact ground 121.75.
In Vatsim events, but at least it's great to see such a crowded airport.
1.75 Yankee, popped.
Thames delivery, EGJ Papa, send flight plan.
It can do it, Papa got it now. Clear the Roman, Kilo, Oscar Romeo to Tango, 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 20.
I guess I'm just the type who doesn't want to talk over other people. I'm gonna be the last one out of here, I guess.
Initial climb 7000 feet, squawk 2034 with Cora to Tango, departure runway 03 right.
1025 Papa, read correct.
Athens clearance, November 650, Charlie, information hotel, IFR clearance to Rome, please.
Passing startup to Roma.
Why do you call for startup?
38 Papa Charlie, startup is approved, QNH 1014.
Is it a European thing? Did I forget something?
Startup is approved, QNH 1014, and we need also the clearance.
Athens delivery, good evening, Skylink 231, information in on board, stand A40, request IFR clearance to Fiumicino, please.
Stand by. Quality 38 Papa Charlie, cleared via Kilo, Oscar Romeo to Tango, 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 2020.
Needs to mandate CPDLC at events.
Roma, Core 2 Tango departure on 03 right, initial 7000, squawk 2020, quality 3 Papa Charlie.
Papa Charlie, read back correct. Skylink 231, cleared to Rome via
I'm trying to remember how pilot edge is during an event, but they haven't had an event in a while.
2056.
Is it this bad?
Clear to Fiumicino via
They might have
Kilo,
less
Oscar
traffic.
Romeo to Tango, initial climb 7000 and squawk 2056,
Go
runway
to channel
03
you're in
right,
a lower
Skylink
cost
231.
carrier and barge in on frequency.
231, read back correct.
Delivery, good evening, Skylink 83, stand
Damn it, I was just about to key up.
to Fiumicino.
Skylink 83, hello, cleared Fiumicino,
And
Kilo,
secure
Oscar Romeo to
terror.
Tango, 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 2064.
Clear to Fiumicino, Core 2 Tango departure, initially 7000 feet, squawk 2064, runway use 03 right.
Skylink 83, read back correct.
Athens clearance, November 650, Charlie, my information hotel clearance to Rome, please.
Forward information hotel, request clearance to Rome, please.
I guess that's the only way, you just gotta key up.
75, stand Bravo 09, fully ready.
75 ground 12175.
Yes. Because I'm GA, I'm just gonna get ignored.
37 clear the Rome, Kilo, Oscar Romeo to Tango, 03 right, climb 7000 feet, squawk 2071.
Clear to Rome by the Core 2 Tango departure,
He's setting ready on text with the controller, calling the aircraft in sequence.
2071, Egypter 738.
38, back correct.
Delivery Gen 5 from
ITGBus, I tried, I sent them a request, no response.
Gen
5 Romeo Foxtrot hello, clear the Roma, Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 03 right, climb 7,000 feet,
Sent it.
squawk 7227.
They don't do PDC here apparently, so.
Oscar Romeo to Tango 7,000 feet, squawk 7227, agent 5 Romeo Fox.
Diana 5 Romeo Foxtrot, read back correct.
Sure, it'd be nice if they did. Athens clearance, November 650 Charlie. My information hotel, IFR clearance to Rome, please.
Number 650 Charlie Lima, cleared via Kilo Oscar Romeo to Tango 03 right, climb 7,000 feet, squawk 2077.
Core 2 Tango, 7,000 feet, 2077, November 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, 2077, and we are off this frequency, I can tell you that. He didn't even give me a reback correct, so whatever, we're not even going to bother. Okay, clearance is finally.
Engine start checklist. Doors.
Are closed.
Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
Ground quality.
Still sufficient, and balance is good.
Southwest cargo ramp to request taxi.
On. Fuel boost pumps.
Quality 17 Echo Golf, tax
Ignition.
03 right by
Alright.
Charlie and Delta 1.
Engine 2 start.
I'm gonna close this. Let's go ahead. Actually, there wouldn't be a
Taxi
ground
on
guy here.
403 right, Charlie Delta 1, quality 17 Echo Golf.
We need to call for startup. I think that'll just waste time, honestly. We'll pretend that this is under control of a local authority and whatever, we'll just start up right away. Okay, clearance to start up.
Alpha Alpha 13 Kilo, stand Bravo, second stand,
Bravo 43.
Bravo 43.
Okay, 20, less than 120, turn in.
Contact approach 132.975.
132.975, thank the service.
Interesting reflect reality sim, didn't know.
Chicken 655.
Whatever, he doesn't really need me to ask for
Contact
startup.
now, approach 132.975.
32975, can I see if I job?
Alpha
3 request push start.
Fuel system. Alrighty, fuel system check.
I'm calling report your stand.
Alpha 3.
07217.
And left low pressure, please.
I'll be back.
Pushing 1 for Yankee, stand Bravo 11, requesting push start.
There we go.
Ocean 1 for
Engine 1
Yankee,
start.
there is an aircraft pushing back next to you, so I'll call you back.
We'll do the American thing.
Ready to copy, ready to taxi.
Yeah, I too doubt that they're gonna notice. Okay. So, N2 is... Oil pressure's coming up, 20, less than 120, N1 turn in. Oh, come on.
Agent to Papa request pushback at and Alpha 34.
Ready for taxi, Tower 780 Lima Kilo.
Agent to Papa set squawk 2034.
Squawk set, Agent to Papa.
Tower 78 Lima.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist. Alrighty, after start checks.
After start checklist.
Code Delta 4,
Generator
Delta
180.
0.03 Tower 780 Lima
Gens,
Kilo.
1, 2,
Checked AC and DC.
AC's checked,
Ignition.
DC is checked.
Yep, 2590. There's an aircraft taxiing behind you, so I'll call you back later.
Cowl anti-ice. On, check 45 seconds. Flight controls.
Yeah, gonna be, yeah, I saw the V-speeds deselected there.
From the point around 03 right by hotel and Delta 3.
Alrighty. Second shuttle checked.
Ground spoilers.
Ground spoilers
Thank you,
disarm.
Jet Twin Papa.
Nothing.
Stand by.
Arm,
There's a
come up. Disarm.
back.
Auto, come down.
Flight spoilers.
Full. Now, here's message on.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
Test on.
Test on. Fuel balance.
Is checked.
Ready for taxi.
Trims are set.
No speed. APR.
APR test. Number 1. Test OK. Number 2. Test OK.
ADG unit.
And light goes out.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
And not really required. We'll skip the
Cal
test here.
anti-ice. Off.
Wing
Wing anti-ice.
No.
14 stage isolation.
And indicating wing anti-ice on. 14 isolation. Checked.
Wing anti-ice.
Still got wing anti-ice on. Green lamps.
Checked. Off. ATS.
ATS. We're gonna be coming down here just to quickly check on this guy here. He's gotten a little bit pissed off because we selected the anti-ice system, and that's kind of made him a little bit.
N1 TO.
No, we don't want N1 TO. We want to go flex. N1 flex. There you go. Takeoff. Flex data selected. Good stuff.
Ground control agent 1221, ready for push and start, Bravo 05.
Usually you'll get startup clearance with clearance and you're called ready for pushback. Depends on control area. Events are always a mess. What's the difference between normal and standby wing anti-ice? ITG was ask me in cruise when we got a little bit of time. It's a little bit involved. Okie doke. What do I want to do here next? ATC TCAS.
Taxi checklist next.
Arrow 711, request push and start.
Okay, I'll take you over like this. I'll take a chart up here. I'm expecting taxi Delta 5, hopefully. Read back.
Quality 3, power Charlie ready for taxi.
Quality 3, 8 Papa Charlie, taxi holding point around 03 right via Charlie Delta 1.
Charlie Delta 1, 3 power Charlie.
Agent 711, taxi holding point around 03 right via Hotel and Delta 3.
That's gonna take a while.
Agent 1221, ready for push and start.
Agent 1221, pushback and start, disregard, standby call back.
Terra 05, request taxi, Able Delta 2.
Itaro 275, taxi holding point runway 03, correction, Delta 2, runway 03 right, via Echo Delta 6 and Delta.
Echo Delta 6 and Delta, holding point Delta 203 right, Itaro 275.
Oh, this isn't much better than before.
Itaro 217, pushback and start up approved, facing east, unit 1014.
See how much fuel we can burn.
4, push start approved, facing east, Itaro 17.
Quality 17 Echo Golf, contact approach 132-9075.
Contact approach, quality 17 Echo Golf.
Approach? Did they have a tower?
Waiting.
Apparently they don't.
5 minutes.
13975.
Ground, hello, is it
32975.
Alpha 4 for request push and start. Is it standby? Indian 711 negative, I'll call you back and you can start.
Let's use your takeoff performance calculations. Just the FMS itself has a built-in system for that. We're just going the exact same way. You jumping isn't going to help. Well, Graham, I'm going to request Delta 5 here. So I'm going to be probably the worst one.
Agent 15 report your stand.
Stand Bravo 13.
Agent 125, pushback in startup is approved, facing south, unit 1014.
Push and start is approved, facing south, thank you, NH 1014, ETN 125.
Agent 1221, pushback and startup approved, facing south, unit 1014.
Facing south for Agent 1221.
Jet Papa's ready to taxi.
Agent 228 Papa, taxi holding point around 03 right via India Delta 4 and Delta.
India Delta 4 and Delta East Jet Papa.
Ground Air 5, Delta 737, request push Alpha 41, request push and start.
your station.
Volunteer 5, Delta Sierra, stand 37, request push start.
Well, we'll be burning some fuel, I'm afraid. Some more.
Volunteer 5, Delta Sierra on stand 37.
I think that 231st Train wrap up an event, these folks will figure out how to speed up this process.
Push and start approach.
Ryan G.
Volunteer 5, Delta Sierra.
Ocean 1 for Yankee, are we able to push now?
Negative sir, there is an aircraft right next to you, pushing back. I'll call you back later.
Athens grounds November 650 Charlie Lima Golf 06, request taxi, weekend take intersection Delta 5.
Delta 5 is approved and taxi via Charlie, Delta 9 and Delta.
Charlie Delta 9 to Delta 5, 650 Charlie Lima, thank you. Sniped. Wow. That's how pros do it. Clear left, clear right, brakes off. Let's go.
Station calling, standby. Jan 650, contact approach 132-975.
Station 650-132-975, goodbye.
Italo 8 Papa Mike, contact
Out the
tower,
way.
correction, approach 132-975.
Out the way. I would have taken a shorter one even if possible, but they don't have charts published for anything shorter than that. Hey, nobody's calling me from left or right. A little bit on the brakes there. Doing a bit of a nasty taxi there.
Approach 1
Taxi
to Delta 9 is 5 right at
Taxi
QX.
lanes.
holding Delta 3.
On. Wing and cowl anti-ice. Not required. Chest thrust. Reverse thrust check.
729.
And clear default. Alrighty. If taxiing the de-ice, pause checklist here until vapor de-ice checklist has been flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross check. Radar one. On. Takeoff briefing. Is reviewed. It's the
Approach 122,
2 Tango departure. This runway heading, then right direct ATB.
Agent 711, hold your position. Agent 2, 28 Papa, contact approach 132-975.
Italo 217 for taxi.
Taxi
217, taxi holding point runway 03 right via India Delta 4 and Delta.
So, next one is Delta 7, after that's Delta 5. That's the
Atlas Grand Good evening, Grand F1 after vacated runway 0, free left.
And 441, continue on Alpha 13 kilos, and Bravo 37.
Bye-bye.
Alpha to stand Bravo 37, Grand F1.
Athens Ground, Kalispera, Lufthansa, Tulima Golf Heavy, request push and start.
Lufthansa Tulima Golf, standby, call you back. Yep, 2590.
Over there is Delta 5, we're going to have to hold short. Hopefully we're going to plug up the taxi, so he's going to be forced to push us out soon.
Agent 121 ready to taxi.
Agent 121 taxi.
There's a Cat 3 hold, and it's probably also a Cat 1. Actually no, it's not a Cat 3 hold.
Delta 5 and
Cat 3
Delta
is
4,
further
Agent
out.
125.
Yankee Factor 0 request taxi and your Western.
Yep, 2590, your request is taxi.
Yep, we're taxing taxi.
Roger, taxi to holding point runway 03 right via Delta 4 and Delta.
Yeah, this is how they do it with a millionaire people on board. Okay. Looking brake set.
Itaro 711, taxi holding point runway 03 right via Echo Delta 4 and Delta.
Echo Delta 4 and Delta.
Unofficial coffee, thanks for following.
03 right.
Aqua Razor also, thanks for follow as well.
Agent 125 request taxi.
After the Itaro 7, correction 8020.
Synthetic vision for a change.
You are cleared to pushback, facing south, finish 1014.
After A320 has passed from left to right, pushback approved facing south.
Is that Flux Takeoff? Yes, it is.
1014, Lufthansa Tulima Golf.
Agent 125 request taxi.
Romeo Foxtrot request push on start. Agent 5 Romeo Foxtrot. Request push and start.
Agent 5 Romeo Foxtrot, Volkswagen Santa approved, destination is 1014.
Unofficial coffee, it is possible. It's a software option. I have it enabled.
Approved,
So, yeah.
Agent 1014, Agent 5 Romeo.
It's part of the
Agent 125, request taxi.
factory strapping.
Agent 125, taxi calling for
avionics options, and it's this guy here, service bulletin. This guy. If you have that installed in the airplane, you just basically check it. By default, it is checked. Gives you access to flex and max takeoff power. They're both under boost, under power, and turbo boost.
Request culture of Delta. I'm holding Delta 3 and want to culture of Delta.
Agent 711, contact tower 11865.
118-625, good evening.
Yankee 5250,
Like a
please,
tower now?
holding point, will it be Delta
Neat.
1 or Delta 2?
You can go by Delta 1, so continue straight ahead on Charlie, then
Yes,
turn
I'm
on
doing
Delta 1.
intersection. Occam's razor. I don't need full length.
Ocean 1 for Yankee, sorry for the delay, Volkswagen Santa approved, facing south, finish 1014.
Start approved, facing south, Q and 1014, Ocean 1 for Yankee, thank you.
Volunteer 5 Delta Sierra, request taxi.
For the 5 Delta Sierra, taxi calling point runway 03, correction.
Yeah, now the meters
Delta
changed
1
again.
via hotel and Charlie.
It's gonna reset our
Taxi,
speeds,
hotel, Delta
probably.
1 by hotel and Charlie, volunteer
Yeah,
5
it
Delta
hasn't.
Sierra. Yankee 5250, please, holding point.
Let's resend them anyway.
2590, are you able to turn right on Charlie?
Turn right to Charlie.
Turn right to Charlie and you can go via Delta 1.
We'll go to Delta 1 via Delta Yankee 5250.
71, correction, 217, contact tower 11865.
118-625, Itan Road 17, thank you, bye-bye.
That's the ground, November 600 Charlie Lima on Delta 5, fully ready.
65.
Tower 165, Itan Road 5, bye.
Asian 1221, contact tower 11865.
118-625, bye. Agent 65 Romeo, request pushback and start up. Stand Bravo G4.
Stick traffic on the map here as well.
Asian 65 Romeo, Volkswagen Santa approved, facing east, finish
And
1014.
on the ATC here, I'm going to take above mode.
Approved, northeast and QNH 1014. Agent 65 Romeo.
1712, Volkswagen Santa approved, facing east, finish 1014.
Vehicle 31, request option start.
W705, request IFR clearance as filed.
Scanning K3, request option start.
Siga 83, Volkswagen Santa approved, facing to the east, finish 1014.
We're going to have to start balancing fuel here pretty soon. We're going to wait any longer. Or well, we'll have to wait a lot longer. But
Ground is request 38, stand Alpha 44, request push and start.
well, that's so much for our scheduled departure time at 30.
It is a 738, sorry for the delay. You can start negative, hold your position.
From the holding position, Agent 38. Volunteer 5 Delta Sierra, holding Delta 1.
Volunteer 5 Delta Sierra, contact now tower 11865.
Tower 118625, Volunteer 5 Delta Sierra, thank you, good night.
Sika 83,
Scanning K3, go ahead.
hold your position.
Hold position, scanning K3.
Athens ground, November 600 Charlie on Delta 5, fully ready.
Back to the east, finish 1014.
Pushback approved to the east, 1014, Agent 37.
Eventually I'll get lucky.
Ocean 1 for Yankee, requested.
Yellow indication on the
Ocean 1 for
N1.
Yankee, taxi calling point runway 03 right via Echo Delta 6 and Delta.
What yellow indication on the N1? There's no yellow indication on the
Holding
N1.
point runway 03 right via Echo.
Oh, that one, that
Delta 6
tick mark,
and
that's for
Delta,
flex.
Ocean 1 for Yankee.
650 Charlie Lima, contact tower 11865.
Over to towers, November 650, Charlie Lima. Okay. Go away and talk to tower.
Tower 5905, wind calm around 03 right, clear for takeoff.
Is it not going to read back? Or did my Vatsim get stuck again? No, it didn't.
Venezuela Circle Express, GM8 1 kilo, radar miles, silence Yankee 0 to left.
GM8 1 kilo, continue approach.
Athens Tower, November 650, Charlie Lima on Delta 5, fully ready.
0275, that's left.
2502, hello, continue approach. Itaro 5905, contact Athena 132975. Itaro 5905, Athena 132975. 650, wind calm 03 right, clear for takeoff. Agent 650, runway 03 right, clear for takeoff. Yeah, net 1 kilo, reduce minimum approach speed. Wait, Papa Mike, line up and wait, runway 03 right.
Landing absolute 3 right, 4 Mike.
Athens Tower, November 650, Charlie Lima on Delta 5, ready for departure.
650, Charlie. 5905.
I'm assuming that was supposed to be hold position. Bye-bye.
Line 2502, wind column, runway 03 left, clear to land.
03 left, cleared to land, class line 2502.
Net 1 kilo, expect late landing clearance.
Roger, 1 kilo.
Hopefully he's aware of me. I'm going to actually bang the before takeoff checks out of the way. Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised on. Anti-collision light. On. Pros. Actually, no. On. Windshield heat. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice. Not required. Continuous ignition. On. ATC TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel. CAS. Takeoff config okay. Now he's going to hold here. Hopefully my arrow didn't go down or something. I'm still there. Is it really gone quiet? They're moving. I'm suspecting a controller change.
Airline 650, contact Athena 132975. Agent 650, 132975, goodbye. Papa Mike, wind calm, runway 03 right, clear to takeoff.
Takeoff 03 right, iter right, perfect.
Another 8 Hotel Tango, line up and wait, runway 03 right.
Line up and wait, runway 03 right, right, 8 Hotel Tango.
Last line 2502, vacated at 03 left via Alpha 9.
Yeah, my frequencies are matched, so yeah, all good.
Officer here, the GN 3 Julie Tango. Isles Yankee 0 to left, 9 redeeming.
GN8 1 kilo, clear to land, wind calm, 03 left.
It's too late going around the GN8 1 kilo.
GN8 1 kilo, follow missed approach, climb 5000.
Following missed approach, climb 5000 feet to GN8 1 kilo.
GN3 Julia Tango kilo, Versailles, continue approach.
Continue approach, GN 3 Julie Tango.
And Athens Tower, November 650, Charlie Lima on Delta 5, ready for departure.
650 Charlie, stand by. You are number 2 now.
Yep.
Athens Tower, Kalispera, Lufthansa, Tulima,
Okay, so apparently I am the queue now.
Itaro wait, Papa Mike, right, heading 070.
Right, 070 right, here, right, Papa Mike.
And 1 kilo, maintain at runway heading.
I'm not heading 8 1 kilo.
Okay.
Gotta wait, Papa Mike, stop climb 4,000 feet.
Climbing 4,000 feet, it's alright for me. Tower, hello, EGN 125.
1-5. Three Juliet Tango, clear to land, wind calm.
Shouldn't they be flying this departure? There's some interpretive.
Line 2502, contact ground 11775.
This guy's about right. This guy's doing I don't know what.
11725, thank you. Class line 2502.
This guy's got no idea what he's doing.
81 kilo, contact 132975.
132975, it's 81 kilo.
Right, Papa Mike 132975.
132975, Tower,
Yeah, I know one of them's on the mist. I would expect probably this guy or one of them to be. But this, I don't know what this is doing.
Hotel Tango, wind calm, Ramazan 3 right, clear to takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 03 right, Ryanair 800.
I'd expect like them doing this because it's a fixed DME distance you're supposed to fly.
Tower, Ocean 1 for Yankee, ready for departure and sequence.
Nobody knows.
On for again.
So this guy's landing. This guy's I don't know doing what.
On a point, 03 right, Ryanair 3X confirmed.
Tower Calispera, Egypt Papa ready in sequence. And Papa.
Ah, my ass. Sore ass just from sitting flat like this, not doing anything. Yeah, there we go. There's another one going. Scrape that tail, buddy. That was a Vatsim moment right there. Ah.
Number 650 Charlie via Delta 5, land up on weight 03 right.
Yeah, Delta 5, line up and weight 03 right, 650 Charlie Lima.
Gentry short Tango going around.
Okie doke.
Sienna 3 Juliet Tango, any.
So anti-collision, taxi, and all of those are good. Gas takeoff configured. Landing, pulse, recog lights. On. Before takeoff checklist complete. After takeoff checklist next.
Gentry short Tango, go ahead. 3 Juliet Tango, maintain present heading climb 5000. Maintain present heading climb 5000 feet, Gentry short Tango. And 3 Hotel Tango, present heading climb 4000 feet.
Climbing 4,000 feet on the present heading, Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango.
So we're definitely next because we're coming up the runway, so whatever happens, happens.
5 to continue approach.
Well, now we wait. Hopefully I'm not gonna get killed by somebody. I saw a guy at the end of the runway.
052 clear to land, wind calm.
Saw a guy at the end of the runway there,
Clear to land, Olympic 052.
and he would run us over. I'm the captain now. Yeah. We wait and wait. Hopefully we're not going to burn out the pitot tubes. Or not, I know. But let's pretend we could.
Yeah, the Juliet Tango request right there.
Not us. Let me throw this thing on. Hopefully my audio didn't die. Good. Hopefully. Yeah, no, it didn't.
Tower, hello, Egypt Air 738 with you.
738. Gentry Juliet Tango request triggers change. Juliet Tango already handed off 132975.
132.975, agent Juliet Tango.
Narrate Hotel Tango, contact approach 132975.
Approach 132.975, right? Yeah, 8 Hotel Tango.
Ryanair 1712, behind Ryanair 737, taxing to runway 03 right.
50 Charlie Lima, cleared for takeoff, wind calm.
600 November 600 Charlie Lima, clear takeoff 03 right. Okay, let's go. Looking for 85.5. I don't know why they're slow. Okay, and there's 85.5 set. And 80 knots, and 1 hold. There's a V1, rotate. Oh, come on. Bumpy runway. Positive right gears up. There's target speed. Autopilot's coming in. I'm gonna go ahead and sink it down to 10 degrees nose up.
650 Charlie Lima, contact Athena 132975.
32975, 650 Charlie Lima, good day.
Ryanair 3 X-ray uniform.
Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango, fly now direct to Picad.
Direct to... Fine, yeah, 8 Hotel Tango.
Athena, number 600 Charlie Lima, 2000, climbing 7000.
Right heading 150.
Right heading 150 degrees, agent Juliet Tango.
Athena, November 600 Charlie Lima, 2500, climbing 7000.
Charlie Lima, good evening. Maintain heading, climb flight level 220.
Current heading 220 on the altitude on the climb 600 Charlie Lima. Okie doke. So let's get an after takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Whatever. Flaps.
Country Juliet Tango, descend 4000. Right heading 220.
Climb. Flaps. Actually can come up. Jeez, what am I doing here? I'm asleep.
Charlie Lima, left heading 360.
Off. Ignition. Left heading 360, 650 Charlie Lima. Off. Pressurization.
81 kilo, right heading 270.
Right heading 270, agent 81 kilo.
Itaro. 8 Papa Mike, contact Athens Raider 134325. 13435.
Climb set. AP generator.
Bye-bye. Frequencies 134.325.
Shutdown. Passenger signs.
Thank you, bye-bye.
CAS. Clear. After takeoff checklist complete.
Charlie Lima, left heading 270.
Left heading 270, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, heading 270. We got the back checklist out of the way.
Net 3 X-ray uniform, hello. Maintain present heading, climb flight level 240.
Climb 240,
yeah, he did give me back
Net 3 X-ray uniform.
Okay.
Down 3 Juliet Tango, right heading 220, expect ILS 03.
Set up transition altitude here. It's like 10,000 if I remember right off.
81 kilo, right heading 300 degrees, descend 3000.
Right heading 300 degrees, descend altitude 3000 feet, agent.
Actually, they've already given us a level anyway, so we can go standard anyway. Won't make a difference. Transition altitude is 9,000. Yep. Good stuff.
November Charlie Lima, fly direct Ixoni.
Direct Ixoni, November Charlie Lima.
And climb flight level 260.
Level 260, November Charlie Lima.
3 X-ray uniform, left heading 360.
Okay.
360.
260 set. Ixoni direct nav.
Departure, good evening.
And speed 280.
For 70. Tower 729, maintain present heading, climb flight level 240.
Heading up to 240 tonight.
Alrighty.
And at 8 Hotel Tango.
And
Ask you a favor because there is a malfunction with your tag. Can you disconnect and connect so I can take your tag?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, sir. Ryanair 3 X-ray uniform, fly direct to Picard.
Direct Picard, Ryanair 3 X-ray uniform.
There we go. And we're off.
At 8 Hotel Tango, climb flight level 240.
Well, he was actually vectoring me earlier, Tim.
Thank you very much.
Since departure, Volotaire 5 Delta Sierra 2000.
Italia frequency.
They are 5 Delta Sierra, present heading, and climb flight level 240. Good evening.
I'm glad the guy remembered the proper abbreviation method for
left heading 360.
For European GA.
And at 1 kilo, right heading 070, clear LA 03 left.
070, clear left.
Cool.
3 Juliet Tango, right heading 240.
Right heading 240, because it's in the Juliet.
Okay, since we'll be spending some time over water. Actually, not all that much. We wouldn't even need to do a over water brief for this. That's, well, less than what, 50 miles.
Speed restriction for Volotaire 5 Delta Sierra.
50 knots below 10.
250 below 10 5 Delta Sierra.
Alrighty.
0729, direct Picard.
Could have gone flight level 400, but whatever.
0729.
But we couldn't make Mach 82 there.
Direct Picard.
And that is what we filed. So we filed Mach 8.
Made 1 kilo, descend 2500.
2 up there.
Descend 2500 for the GM at 1 kilo.
Probably do Mach 8-3.
Volotaire 5 Delta Sierra, left heading 360.
Start selling pizza and gelato on board for extra revenue. Spicy.
Athena, Agent 5 Romeo Foxtrot, good evening, climbing 7000.
Lights off.
Papa 5 Romeo Foxtrot, good evening, maintain present heading, climb flight level 240.
Present heading 240,
Agent 5
Agent 5
not a proper kitchen.
81 kilo,
Sure.
contact tower, 11865.
Turn on the wind inspection light there.
5 minute 1 kilo, yes.
I mean, probably me, but I'll pretend it wasn't me. Holy stay down.
Gen 3 Juliet Tango, right heading 290, descend 3000.
Right heading 290 degrees, descend 3000 feet at Gen 3 Juliet Tango.
Air 5 Delta Sierra, direct Picard.
Direct Picard, Volotaire 5 Delta Sierra.
Europa 5 Romeo Fox, left heading 360.
Left 360, Agent 5 Romeo Fox.
November Charlie Lima, contact Athens radar 134325. Good day.
32.3. Say again, what's the frequency for November Charlie Lima?
November Charlie Lima 134325.
134-325, 650 Charlie Lima, thank you.
And at 8 Hotel Tango, up.
Athens radar, November 650 Charlie Lima, passing flight level 250, climbing flight level 260.
November 650 Lima, hello, passing flight level 250. Direct Tigra, climb flight level 380.
Direct Tigra and climb flight level 380, 650 Charlie Lima.
Athens radar, good evening, Ryanair 8
Continue
Tango,
climb.
level 240.
There we go, 380 Direct Tigra.
At flight level 240. Direct Picard, climb flight level
Okay,
340.
I think we're done with all the nonsense here, so let's go ahead and
Picard, Ryanair 8 Tango.
get these guys moving back there.
Victor, ready for descent.
Who says X-Plane can't look good? Of course it can.
Building to Victor, 170.
Descent flight level 170, we are to Victor.
Yeah, thanks to ES. Yep. I mean, definitely good old bio pulled out a trick out of a hat here. So I don't need synthetic vision up here.
Agent 567 contact 132.45. Very good service. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.
If we were flying on a global, we could do something like that. I'm gonna punch up to flight level 510 here.
Contacting 132 display 450 871 Charlie 2.
That would be fun.
Bye bye.
That's radar good night. Find out 3x3 in the
We're only pedestrian challenger. Oh well.
From Hollywood, passing flight level 20.
My audio dying, or is the other person's? Who knows? Cool, ISS coming down a little bit. So the engines are going to be less overheaty. When they will make an official Italian pizza available. When will they? Oh, then they'll make an official Italian pizza available on board. I mean, don't tell nobody, especially not all the Italians here, but pizza is just bread with tomato sauce on it. Yeah. And all you haters, all you Italians, fight me. Well, it's kind of cooked a little bit special in a high temp oven, but other than that, it's basically, I'll be honest, it's 11 flat bread with tomato sauce on top. Or Italy. Dude, I make both my own pizza and my own bread. It's almost the same dough. I mean, fundamentally, it is the same dough.
20 miles.
Just basically, don't push it, don't pound it down. I don't want to get banned, it's all shit. Lay it on me, man, lay it on me. Don't get me wrong, pizza is very good. Pizza is very, very tasty. It's really, really bad. What? Okay, and swap over to Mach here. You're in danger. Am I now? What's the difference then between the two? Tim Rodeo. Do tell. Just had one for lunch. Not a bad way to eat. Not a fan of Italian food either. I'm not talking about what other people think. It's just what my experience is from having made a whole bunch of pizza. Flying to Italy, they might shoot you down on Vatsim. Could be. Wouldn't be. Okay. So, you say that pizza is different from bread with covered in.
Climbing to flight level 360 with you.
I'm gonna, with you, take these guys down a little, a notch or two. So how do you make pizza?
Skylink 231, you came
Looks
from
like I can
out
get their
of
typhoons
nowhere, my
working.
friend.
Ouch.
Anyway, proceed.
To Tigra, climb and maintain flight level 340.
I mean, basically, for Toto denied access to Italian airspace, it's flour, water, yeast, and salt, and it's typically around a 75% hydration dough. Guess how you make ciabatta bread?
Direct Tigra, climb flight level.
Oh. A sandwich, I'm not sure.
Level will be 240.
Anyway, so it's a 75% hydration, you know, 00 smooth grind white wheat flour bread with leavened and how do you need to run? So Steve actually makes a difference. You need both bread and pizza, and you need them as long as they need to be fully smoothed, and that's it. That's typically a few minutes, between 3 and 7 minutes, give or take. And then you, funny story, the gluten actually develops on its own. All you're doing with the kneading is basically making sure that you don't have no lumps in there, and you've got a nicely smooth paste. But the gluten will actually autolyze all by itself. So, I mean, so yeah, you're basically, perhaps, I did make bagels yesterday. Let's swap over to vertical speed and go to Mach 8.2.
Europa 5 Romeo Foxtrot climbing 240.
Kneading duration has no effect on elasticity. Very little, Steve. Almost none. As long as you knead it correctly. There's a slightly higher effect of the subsequent folding. The way, you do some folds. If you don't fold dough, it'll basically disintegrate. So folding dough is important, but that's really you just laminating the layers together. Once the initial kneading doesn't need to be too long.
Continue climb to flight level 430.
Yeah, let's turn on turbulence mode because it's a little bit bumpy up here. There we go. Altitude select. Select the 380. The SEMA Man Air Base. Yeah, so kneading duration has, as long as you don't over knead it, and you really can't do that by hand. What does turbo mode actually do? What it does is it softens up the response curves. You can see it. Let's see. A bit hard to see. It might actually be more visible on the aileron. On the aileron loop. The glide. Yeah. We can discuss it on Discord later. See, this is what turbulence mode does. Is it basically stiffens up the aileron and slightly the pitch response curves. So the autopilot is going to be slightly more happy to counter any small movements of the aircraft. LIED.
Hello, Hitaro 78, Lima Kilo, inbound Picat, flight level 240.
So if I disable turbulence mode, what you'll see is these coefficients here are going to dampen down, so the autopilot will be less sensitive. It'll basically grab less aggressively onto the controls trying to counter anything. It's a bit hard to see, but they jump down by about a factor of half. And the autopilot will be much less attempting to counter steer. Yeah, that was a spicy dad joke there for sure. That was a question somebody's asking me about when we were waiting for departure, and I told him to ask me again. It was ITG, I think, to ask me and cruise. What was your question earlier? Tier down ATC.
Europa 5 Romeo 4, continue climb flight level 340. Europa 5 Romeo 4.
I told you to. I told somebody to Yeah, Norman standby. Okay, sure. So the difference between these two is how they're controlled. Let me see. I want to play lead system. Go to the 14th stage.
Going to bridge 13245,
So when you select Norm, you are activating the anti-ice system. You're basically asking the anti-ice, the wing anti-ice controller. There's a little control box, electronic control box, that cycles and modulates the valves here. So it'll warm up the wing to hit about between 80 to 90 degrees Celsius on the leading edge. And then it'll smoothly modulate these valves to keep that roughly in that range. But in case you have a failure of that electronic control box, you turn this on, nothing ever comes on, and basically the valves are not going to move. In that case, as a failsafe, you have the standby mode, which is a much simpler mode. It's still somewhat regulated, but it's a much simpler circuit. It's a separate circuit that then just basically flips the valves fully open, fully closed, and it has a simple instead of a temperature sensor, so an analog sensor that senses the exact temperature of the wing, or rather can give an analog reading. It's a simple temperature switch. It's like a bimetallic switch that basically is on or off, on or off, and it trips at a temperature of roughly between 40 to 80 degrees Celsius, and that circuit then basically just cycles the valve fully open. When it hits the trip condition, cycles off, cools back down, cycles back on. And so instead of that smooth regulation of the valve, you're gonna just get a flip-flop. It's not as elegant a solution as the full temperature control, but it is a simpler backup system that is going to give you more reliable control. Let's swap TCAS over to the low mode. Let's have a look at all the peasants below us.
Climb flight level 340, direct picket, Lufthansa to Lima Golf.
How many people? Ah, yeah, there we go. Everybody's below me. Flight level 320, these two, this guy's flight level 34.
Lufthansa to Lima Golf. Europa 5 Roma Fox, climb flight level 360. Climb 360, Europe 5 from FM.
So yeah, I hope I sufficiently answered the question there, ITJebus. I think it's the second one, right? ITJebus. Or is it ITJebus?
Quality 17 Echo Golf, contact Bridgey 132.45. Have a nice flight, bye. Bridgey 132.45 for quality 17 Echo Golf, and we'll see ya.
So, well, pre-tune probably the next sector. We'll see. High TJs. That's a creative interpretation.
Climb flight level 320.
And direct
bunch of terrain below, none of which really interests me.
Lufthansa to Lima Golf.
E-boost.
Climb flight level 360.
Oh, Jesus.
Climb flight
it's
level
IT Jesus.
Lufthansa to Lima Golf.
Twitch has banned Jesus in the name. Okay. Well then, IT Jesus, welcome aboard. Glad to hear your actual name now. Just waiting for a large file transfer to complete writing nonsense in the meantime. Let's see, what sort of mapping options do we have available here? Let's see, what can we take? Airspace? Yeah, that's useless. Classic case of useless information on the Collins. High en route airways. That we actually need to take the range down. There, perfectly readable. In fact, you know what? I think we also need airspace, and we need nearest airports. definitely all navaids and intersections for sure. Terminal waypoints, NDBs, ETA actually doesn't really matter. That's not going to give us much. And perfect. I think we've reached peak readability on the chart. I think we need both of them like this. We'll take this one away. And so this guy is going to take geopolitical, yes. Airspace, definitely. This one's going to take low airways. Or high airways. We'll take the range up to
Skylink 231.
50 miles. Perfect, perfect.
Skylink 231, climb and maintain flight level 360.
We also need TFRs, even though there aren't any. Nearest airports, all navaids. Definitely intersections. Terminal waypoints for sure, otherwise why would you even live? And this one's also going to take ETAs, speeds, altitudes, and yeah, perfect. Beautiful. Now you can go ahead and screenshot this and explain to all the noobs out there that you can perfectly understand everything that's on the screen. It is readable. It is just wonderful. And never complain that the columns doesn't give you enough information. If I zoom any more out, it will hide the airways, by the way. So that is definitely not sufficiently information loaded.
Skylink 231, please
Beauty.
climb and maintain 360.
Alright, apologies. There we go.
Climbing and maintain the 360, Skylink 231.
Or like this. There is anyone going by that name, huh? It's a joke name given by some friends who study computer science and always help them out. Well, good to have you on board. This is Jesus of PC.
Arrow 275, direct Tigra.
Direct to Tigra, 8 Arrow 275.
Beautiful.
Quality 38, Papa Charlie, contact Brindisi 132.45. Have a nice flight, bye.
Brindisi 1.
It's your screen is shot. My screen is what? Shot?
Agents control speedbird 4 Tango Echo, passing flight level 251.
Or we actually supposed to shoot our display manually. Not sure what you mean. The wider community calls them because
direct Latin climb flight level 340.
it's something about screenshot. Yeah, that's a knee slapper right there.
340 speedbird 4 Tango Echo.
Don't interact. Yeah, it's a waste of your energy. Literally, any amount of microjoules of energy you spend on that is expended for naught. So basically, just leave it. Okay, don't need the turb mode anymore, or do we? It's a little bit of shaky shake, not too much though. Not even worth. Really, not even worth turning on the seatbelts for. That's an interesting surface effect there. That explains rendering is doing. Huh. Fascinating. We're bombing along. Got remaining flight time 58 minutes, according to the box. Worth it a chuckle to give myself the saying. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure. If it entertains you, good stuff. Actually, you can't see my thumbs up.
You're right, Papa Mike, 8 Papa Mike, Roger, thank you.
Yes, exactly, Airbus 737. Is it really that quiet? It's a pretty quiet cabin. Let me actually check the levels here to make sure that you're hearing it roughly the way I'm hearing it. Bit, it'd actually be more like this. Yeah, this is about the... Yeah, Airbus, I showed it earlier. If you go to AFCS, you can actually see the hit control algorithms that the system is using. These are proportional derivative and integral deflections that drive the autopilot's roll loop. And if I disable turbo mode, you'll see these double up in size suddenly. They'll jump up like this. Now this is still a very tight response. This scale auto zooms to the tightest data on the chart, but you'll see it becomes a little bit more aggressive. If I go ahead and punch it down, it actually reduces the deflections by about half. So it doesn't quite so over control the aircraft as it otherwise would. Anyway, let's clean up this mess. Watch the cabin flight. It does seem very similar to sim quality and noise level wise. Yep. I don't need geopolitical on here, don't need airspace. Airways for sure don't. TFRs, now I'm basically going to turn everything off. Off. Intersections, no. Definitely not terminal waypoints, that's a useless thing. Airports. Actually, airports I do, because that's our flight plan waypoints. And all the other crap on here is cool. This is what we call Airbus mode. This is about the sophistication of what an Airbus can draw for you. You've still got immersion on here. And VNAV stuff says 55 minutes to our destination. 4,000 pounds of fuel when we land.
You are flying eastbound, so you must choose between flight level 330 or flight level 310.
A little bit of headwind, not much.
739er, confirm 310.
Glorious. Yes, indeed. What are we looking for atmospheric data here?
2739er, direct MS, methane flight level 310.
Well, the estimation on the GFS data is about 20 to 15 knots, give or take somewhere between. Well, I can believe the 10 knots or so that the inertial reference system is saying. Ram setup is Andy.
650, contact with the Z132.45. Have a nice flight, bye.
Anyway, I'm going to clean this one up as well. Apologies for the lack of immersion there, Vinny. I do need this thing to actually work. I do want geopolitical, I don't want airspace. Definitely don't want airways, that's useless. Nearest airports don't.
Good evening, Finnair 17 Golf passing 250 for 360.
Intersections, definitely no. Terminal waypoints, no. Airports, yes. NDBs, no. Is there an advanced setting? No, there's basically no difference. All it does is it changes the N1 limit for the auto throttle. It's really just for your information. But other than that, there's no difference. Cool. Yep. Mach 8.2. Probably do Mach 8.3. You could probably do flight level 400. Is there any reason to go higher? Not really. Wind-wise, it's about the same. There's no significant change. Yeah, I had an important call and missed the whole 2 hours of the stream. Oh well, VOD time. Oh well. That's what the VODs are for, Intel. I do like the magenta circle on the ammo, reminds me of Airbus indications. I suppose. .8 psi. Delta P.
Flight level 240.
What's the limit? I think on a 737 it's 8.0, isn't it? You'd be at a higher cabin altitude there. But we're not at now. Flight level 3, it's hang on, isn't that actually like the service limit for? Isn't that the service ceiling for an Airbus? It'd be like 8,000 feet cabin altitude at this point. We're 2,000 feet lower in the cabin altitude department. Now it kind of makes sense why all the Airbuses are hanging up below us.
Identified passing flight level 230. Direct LATAM climb flight level 340. Direct LATAM and climb flight level 340.
There's somebody. Yeah, they're on average they're about flight level 32 to flight level 340, so they're about 6,000 to 4,000 feet below us. We could probably punch up to flight level 400 if we wanted to, just to, you know, just to lord it over them a little bit more. But we've got 200 miles to go to our top of descent, so I'm not going to force it. I'm actually also going to punch in our arrival for the time being, the one we have filed anyway.
Katina, hello, EGN 125 for flight level 280.
Lat 3 Alpha.
EGN 125, hello, identified passing flight
Final
level
point there is Lat, so
direct
punch in Lat 3A.
Climb flight level 280.
Direct Tigra, flight level 280, EGN
And let's see
125.
if they're okay. Clears up the disco, good for us. All is well. See where top of descent is now. It's about 250 miles away. Well, we asked for flight level 400. How close are we to 1.6 release? Probably days away, Snurd. I just need to finish up some models from Goran, and we just need to do probably like tie a neat little bow on it, and that'll be that. Well, we asked for flight level 400. Just to be.
November 650, Charlie Lima, contact Bridesi 132.45. Have a nice flight, bye.
3245, 650 Charlie Lima. Have a good one. Bye.
This is Club 004 from Alpha of Foggia, ready for departure.
Sky Club 004, Roger. Take off your discretion, wind not available, and report reaching Stornara.
Wait for the other guy to respond.
Copy, and report reaching Stornara, and for just for info will be 2,500 004.
Radar, hello, November 650 Charlie Lima, flight level 380, request flight level 400.
November 650 Charlie Lima, Brindisi radar, ciao, radar contact. GM567, contact Roma radar 1242, ciao.
Adrian 567, contact 124.2, very good service, have a nice evening, ciao.
Arrow 71 Charlie 2, Roma radar 1242, ciao.
142, alright, Arrow 71 Charlie 2, bye bye, ciao bella.
755, radar service terminated, Zagreb offline, 1228.
What did he say? He just said radar contact, or identified. And request flight level 400 for November 650 Charlie Lima, please.
Charlie Lima, continue climb 400.
Continue climb flight level 400, flight level 400, 650 Charlie Lima. Damn it, I'm stammering, stuttering all over the place. Okay. I mean, it isn't really a continuation of my climb, it's more like I just want it. Okay, let's go. Flight level change. Mach 0.82 climb. It's going to be a gentle climb. I can tell you that. And let's go perf, climb thrust. Let's go, baby. Make me famous. Yeah, let's go Mach 0.80 and climb.
7758, brings in. Alpine 7758, ho messo Mirsa, ti va bene?
Ora, 7758, se guardo l'isola d'Elba, il punto più vicino è Dobim, Delta Oscar Bravo India Mike. Io non vedo però nessun nuovo piano di volo.
Radar contact.
L'ho ricompilato tramite V-Pilot, adesso riprovo direttamente dal sito di Vatsim, se no. Comunque ho messo via Mirsa che è proprio al confine, Alpine 7758.
Ho capito qual è il problema, disconnettiti e riconnettiti con un nuovo piano di volo, è quello il problema.
Va bene, ti ringrazio, Alpine 7758.
Beautiful. He knows you're a bizjet, that's probably why he's saying continuing. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're talking...
757 brings in.
They're talking about my comments regarding pizza. Ah, yes. Matt, you're like...
717 brings in.
It comes to 400.
Contact Roma Radar 1242, ciao.
Hey. Go vertical speed and bring the speed back up to flight level to Mach 0.82. And this is all we need to do. The FMC will auto-adjust the cruise level here. As soon as we capture a new altitude, you'll see this jump up when this goes into LS cap. There it is. Sweet.
Scusami, mi ho sballato il programma di Euroscope. Clear to destination Cagliari, top no 5 whiskey departure, runway 07, initial climb 4000, squawk 5362.
Okay, there we go. Altitude select. Does VNAV setup also auto update? Yes. VNAV setup is this is the same data, by the way. So this cruise altitude here is the same thing as what you have here. They're basically the same system.
Stand by, ti ripeterò io dopo il playback. Break, Welling 6737, Brindisi radar, descent flight level 230.
VNAV hold speeds. When you put in the speed constraint as a hold, like the aircraft slows down when inbound to the hold fix and speeds up again to max holding speed when flying outbound. Is that how it works? Such a strange system. Jesus, it shouldn't. While you're inside of the hold, it should maintain whatever you have selected as more limiting speed.
Increase max speed 0.80.
That's impossible with aircraft 0.820.
Okay, maximum max speed for your plane, which is the maximum max speed, I don't remember, for the 737-700.
Okay, let's go Mach 83, why the hell not?
79 or so.
Okay, in fact what I'm going to do now, set up here, punch in 83. We've got the fuel to burn.
It's uniform, ciao, Brindisi radar, radar contact, indicated max speed, please.
And 3770, sure, why not?
It's run entry uniform.
It's uniform, roger, reduce max speed 0.60 for
fuel consumption, rip. Yeah, we got the fuel to burn.
68, my apologies.
We'll go cruise thrust limit. If we get there, we get there. If not, you know, whatever. Does it also update on the Lex page?
Contact Roma radar 1242.
Radar 1242, Tower 70.
As long as I'm not paying for it. Yeah, you know.
Radar, Alpine 7758.
I'm not sure Mach 0.83 is going to happen at flight 400 here. It might not. We shall see. We're gonna go climb thrust limit, why the hell not? This is actually, there's no time limit on the climb thrust limit, and engine temps are fine. We can go ahead and push her.
Ok, va bene, al massimo poi mi dicono i francesi. Ready to copy.
I'll follow report on the forum, because that's how it behaves at the moment. IT Jesus... Yeah, send a test case because I'm not sure it shouldn't be doing that. For sure, I can tell you it shouldn't be doing that. Unless...
Heading Boeing 737, contact Roma Radar 142, ciao.
When you're inside of the hole, it should just maintain the hold speed, and that will be the speed whatever you've entered. It's actually going to be the lesser of either the hold limit speed or the speed that you've entered on the legs page on the VNAV side.
Club 004, by the way, identify the Tango 56, mi basta anche il riportaggio su tramite, grazie mille.
Alrighty.
Club 004, do you copy?
Brindisi, no, non ho capito l'ultima parte della comunicazione, perdonami.
The way you are identified, so report just over landing.
Wait, report 004.
IGN 009, correction 091, Roma Radar 1242, ciao.
1242, 001.
Next waypoint, Ectol.
Okay, Alpine 758,
T.
Brindisi Radar, clear to destination Nantes
Yes.
Atlantic, top no 5.
Definitely T time.
Runway 07, initial climb altitude 4000, squawk 5364.
What's our ETA gonna be like there?
Runway 07, top no 5 whiskey.
About 18 minutes, 20 minutes to Ectol. T in 25 minutes.
Anti-information Alpha, Alpine 7758.
Cagliari Elmas, via top no 5 whiskey, runway 07, initial climb 4000, squawk code 5362.
This is one thing that always annoys me that everybody doesn't get right on a flyby sound is it's basically dominated by just the low frequency exhaust, the whoosh sound, and then you get a little bit of fan noise when the thing blasts by and then it's basically again gone. There is a famous video, I'm actually going to play that for you if I find it. Let's fly by high altitude, something like that, up on YouTube.
Dimenticato la procedura, top no 5 whiskey departure, runway 07.
And it was from a high altitude balloon.
That is correct, QNH Barry 1013, call for push and start.
Brindisi Radar, good evening,
There it is.
Skylink 231 with you, flight level 360.
Link 231,
Yeah, I'm going to bring down the audio a little bit. Ask the teacher to go to Stratosphere today. Sorta. Let me bring my browser window in here if this actually works. Of course it doesn't. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So listen to this. This is pretty much what a flyby sounds like in reality if you were to stand outside. It's going to be loud, so headphone users beware. Let me wind it back and I'll make it louder on stream. Headphone users beware. Oops, sorry. Gonna turn down ATC quite a bit.
Flight level 340.
Flight level Sierra, ciao, radar contact indicated max speed now, please.
Okay.
Indicated 0.81 Volotea 530.
Hopefully the audio is okay now.
Maintain present Volotea 530.
Cool.
Alpine 7758.
Got a weather balloon. I think it was like a high altitude balloon. It's just somebody observing. So with that in mind, listen to our flyby sound in the Challenger.
Non mi serve che non dicevi, nessun problema, tanto la clearance l'hai ricevuta. 4.3 push and start.
Va bene, calling one push and start, QNH 101 Alpine 775.
So that was the attempt to recreate that sort of sound. Let me bring down the ATC again a little bit. I'll bring up the sim sounds. Beware, it's going to be loud.
Affirm, Europa 5 Romeo Foxtrot, level 360, and we're on heading to
Yeah, that's what I was going for when I was creating that audio.
360 direct Ectol, and we're at Mach 79. Europa 5 Romeo Fox.
5 Romeo Fox, if possible, max speed 80.
80, Europa 5 Romeo Fox.
So yeah. Nobody or very few add-ons get that sound correct. Everybody just makes it sound like you're just standing next to the airplane. It just gets louder and quieter, and that's it. But there's a very different sound profile at high altitude.
Max speed 0.68, Itaro 780 Lima Kilo.
Calling 655, Robo Radar 1242, ciao them.
1242, ciao, Calling 655.
Hopefully it's not too loud for you folks. I can actually mute for the rest of the stream now. Let me unmute. What do you mean unmute?
At 002,500, estimating Trani at 17.
Mi serve l'estimato che abbiamo già sul radar, mi ricordo che
Yes, we're not gonna be doing massive. Gotcha, Tim. Understood. I meant for like headphone users. Just turn down the audio. That was the only kind of idea there. Man, I wish I was a global. Could be like, I could be a flight level 500. Flying at a cool 180 knots indicated. And still doing Mach 0.85. Gotcha. Didn't want to be disturbed. Gotcha. Yeah, understood. I need to make a global. We shall see. It will be definitely a passion project. That's for sure. Even you want it. I mean, of course I do. What sort of a person would I be if I didn't want a global? I'd have to have no heart. Does the global use the columns? Yes, it does, Occam's Razor. It uses Proline Fusion. Instead of 4 vertical screens, it's more like 3 landscape. Chance in slow mode, but doing if that's compatible. To do a Falcon. How do I change slow mode of 3 seconds? I mean, 3 seconds is enough. Doing Mach 0.82, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay. He's talking about the aging. To be a Falcon guy, as Tim said. Skyvan is better than Global. Okay, so there's Agent 650 confusing me. Cool. As great as an aircraft global is, reminds me way too much of the CRJ 700-900. Oh, that association would go away very quickly if you sat or flew in one. Very quickly. Imagine a CRJ 700 or 900 that has like a rocket ship levels of performance, especially on a short sector. We could be doing, we could be probably flight level 470 doing Mach 0.90 in a global. Not remind me too much of the CRJ2. Live trying to reestablish the truth about pizza. Interesting. What's he saying?
G28 Papa brings the radar show radar contact. Proceed as filed to act.
Not a Matthew.
Act all and continue climb 360.
I have to go. I shall join you after I land. Or I can hop on a Discord and you guys can yell at me. Pizza Truth and Alex Jones Infowars when?
G28 Papa brings him.
G28 Papa.
Let's continue climb 360, please.
Yeah, this ain't happening, the Mach 0.83, I'm afraid. 8.2 doable, 8.3. Yeah, not anymore. That's probably Nevada. Global, which one would you be on your wish list? Yeah, I mean, the latest one, right? 7500 or the G8000 that they just announced. 825 it is. Oh, let's do 820. 0.82 is enough. It's really probably only a difference about 1 to 2 knots. We're just on the troposphere, the tropopause point. Yeah, we can do flight level 400. It actually gets quieter in the cabin as well. We do have that simulated as well. So the higher up you go, flight level 400 to 410 is actually appreciably quieter than flight level 350 because of the reduced air density and there's less noise transfer through the air from the engines. Not the low frequency vibration, but the high frequency components, the screaminess of the engines. And in fact, in the cockpit, it's at this stage it's dominated by the wind noise. If I take the headset off, as you're basically hearing the wind hitting the windshield and the forward of the fuselage. But it also gets quieter the higher you fly, and basically as the indicated airspeed goes down, it also gets quieter just because of the less dynamic pressure effect. Okay, we can actually put the engines into cruise thrust limit here instead of torturing them. Hey, Space Lab. Welcome, welcome. So 1242 is probably going to be the next sector. We might need to start talking about our descent. Alright, I got bank business. Well, have a good one, Vinny. We're going to be landing in 46 minutes. Landed a robbery. A bank job. So 3 Alpha, yep. Matches what we've got filed. Let's have a look at it. And he said Isla 6 left, I think. No. 1-6 left. Yes, 1-6 left. That actually makes sense. But I wonder how Bombardier managed to squeeze out more performance out of the 7500 Mach 0.925 for Max and 9.4. They were both. I thought they were both the same airframe with an option upgrade. They actually are. IT Jebus or Jesus. I'm sorry, IT Jesus. It's actually the Global itself is capable of flying much, much, much faster. I mean, they took it supersonic during testing. Probably in a slight descent, but I would imagine that the Global 7500 is just as much capable of a Mach 0.94 top speed. It's more a matter of more a matter of what certification. It's just a regular, yeah, it's just a software upgrade and whatever they've tested the airframe to. You do a bunch of testing at high speed, things like, you know, airfoil flutter, stability, that kind of stuff. It's the auto-flight system, the flight control system has to be tuned because it's a fly-by-wire aircraft, that kind of stuff. Other than that,
0.78, 68, 68.
Okay, scanning 231, resume max speed 78.
anyway, arrival.
0.78 scanning.
We're gonna be coming over Latina, max 250, 16 or below. That matches. Then we've got Rome, RF414, Rome. 2Vel, max 230. Rixo, max 220. VACAB. And we've got two different options there. Number 2 option would be for... See, where's the second note? Yeah, there you are. Only direct routing to Exama. Okay, so we are not going to be that, so we're 60 to 90 matches, 220. 142, 650 Charlie Lima. Ciao.
Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 08.
Taxi holding point Alpha, runway 08 to Lufthansa 2. Roman radar, hello, Easy 47, Uniform Victor, is at Palmero A320, clearance for Gatwick, please.
Default 47 Echo, quickly Uniform Victor, Roma Chow, cleared to Gatwick via the Giano 5 Quebec departure. Runway 2, correction, sorry. Cleared Giano 5 Roma departure, runway 07. Climb altitude 4,000
Let's continue to breathe here. RF 442, 443, 444, 446. Max 220, 220, 220, 210 for 446 point, then 210, 447, 448, 210, and 200.
091, contact Roma radar 127.950, bye-bye.
27950, 091, thank you, bye.
T17 Echo, contact Roma 127.950, bye-bye.
22, left for departure.
Locked, quality 17 Echo Golf, contact Roma 127.950, bye-bye.
127.95, quality 17 Echo Golf, ciao.
And what Pisa was calling?
7 Echo X-ray, myself and 7 Echo Sierra requesting 22 left for departure.
Then, okay, both 7 Echo X-ray and Sierra, 7 Echo Sierra both re-cleared. Spazzy 7 Charlie for departure, only 22 left.
Spazzy 7 Charlie for only 22 left, runner 7 Echo X-ray, thanks.
Roma Radar, hello, November 650 Charlie Lima, flight level 400.
Stations November 650 Charlie Lima, Roma Chow, radar contact. Cleared Latina 3 Alpha arrival. When ready, descend flight level 180, level by Latina.
Latina 3 Alpha, when ready, descend flight level 180, flight level 18, correction, flight level 160 by Latina, 650 Charlie Lima.
Level 180 by Latina.
180 by Latina, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, so flight level 180 by Latina, then that's what we're going to do. So we've got about 40 miles to top a drop. So ITG's they say, they claim, I think flight level 18, correction, Mach 0.85 for at 8,000 miles. Wind-wise, it's not perfect wind, it's talking about still air, so zero wind.
The 223 Roma Chow radar contact, descent flight level 210.
Okay.
022 contact Milano radar 127.450, bye bye.
Compatible with IVEO, the altimeter, I mean. I think I already answered this, Space Lab. Didn't we put that already in version 1.5? In case we didn't, version 1.6 definitely does have IVEO altitude client detection. Near as I can make it anyway. But yeah, we should be able to detect the altitude client.
Tango Roma Chow, radar contact, cleared Latina 3 Alpha arrival, and when ready, descent fallible 180 level by Latina.
Ryanair 800 Tango is the Latina 3 Echo arrival and passing Latina
okay.
180.
Let's go ahead and do the VNAV thing.
3 Alpha arrival, when ready.
VNAV. Got 30 miles to go. And let's go ahead and it's already given us, we're within 50 miles of top of drop here at 3 minutes. So flight level 180 is rolling in. And we're also going to do, we're going to grab weather and ATIS. Or Rome. LIRF request. And in fact, I'm going to start auto updates. Okay, Uchino ATIS information Sierra at 1950, which is about 30 minutes old, so it's going to be refreshed soon. ILS Zulu runway 16 right, or ILS Whiskey 16 left. 16 left over. Starting 25, transition 75. Good, we need to punch that in. So, flight level 75, execute. Touchdown. So 040, 11 knots. Temperature 26, dew point 14. Finish 1012. Hectopascals, QFE 1012.
What's your rate of climb?
Okay, cool. So that is out of the way. I'm going to quickly punch in our expected approach data, just so we can get that out of the way. So they say 040 at 1126. And I'm going to plan 16 left for the runway for the time being. Oof, 5 knots of tail. A little bit nasty. Predicted landing weight is 32.4. Alrighty. I'll push you.
Contact cleared Latina 3 Alpha arrival. When ready, descent flight level 180 level by Latina.
Okay, cleared Latina 3 Alpha arrival. Descent flight level 180 when ready, level by Latina.
Alrighty. 1 minute to top of drop. Actually, less than that. Got path armed. Snowflake is above. Let's go. In fact, what I'm going to do is we're not going to slow down here. Mach 82 on the descent, 300 knots. And I'm going to give the FMC speed control here.
Delta 90, go to Foxtrot, climb flight level 370. Swiss 90, go Foxtrot, climb flight level 370.
Alright. Yeah, QNH 1012.
Level 3605, verify 1 to the flight direct Medes for the LS23.
Confirm, sir, level 3605.
605 direct Medes, descent flight level 110.
Really sending it. Yes. I mean, wow. If you have the ability, why wouldn't you? In fact, we could, on a descent, we would probably do Mach 8.3. Why the hell not?
So it's 90, go Foster, contact Padova 127.375, bye-bye.
Okay. There's a strange lack of traffic around me. I do have traffic on.
Was it 201
We'll
Echo
send.
contact Roma 127
Yep.
decimal 950, bye-bye.
And I'm gonna preload. I'm expecting ILS 16 left. Actually, where should we park at that place?
Tier 5 Delta Sierra Roma Chow radar contact. First reset squawk 1000. Cleared Latina 3 Papa arrival. And when ready, descend flight level 180 level.
Oh, where's general aviation parking? It's probably gonna be down here, isn't it? We should actually prefer 16 right for landing, for approach.
Cleared Latina 3 Papa arrival and descend flight level 100 to be level at Latina for takeoff.
When ready, flight level 180 level by Latina.
180 level by Latina for takeoff.
Alrighty. Let's go. Yeah, doing Mach 0.83 on the way down. You could probably do even faster on the indicated 320. Or why not? Runway change, I'd load the other runway on the secondary. Used to be taxi routes too, but I haven't been there for a while. Gotcha. That's actually very good thinking.
Direct Latina.
So it says to expect.
650 contact Roma radar 127 decimal 950, bye-bye.
So type of approach ILS runway 16 radar ILS whiskey 16 left.
Ian 650 contact Roma 127
So
decimal 950, ciao.
let's load in Zulu 16 right.
Scott 194 Delta Roma Chow radar contact.
Good question if we're going to get a transition. We shall see about that.
Radar, good evening, scaling 231, flight level 360 with you.
231 Roma Chow radar contact.
And we can actually do the secondary thing, so copy active.
Report your Mac number.
Secondary actually depart arrive, secondary flight plan arrive. Instead of Zulu 16 right, it's going to be Whiskey 16 left. Secondary legs.
Ready for push and start. First, scanning 231, sorry, say again your Mac number?
Good stuff.
0.78, scaling 231.
231, reduce Mach decimal 7.
Let's actually get the full flight plan in there. You have to manually sequence the correct leg there.
Speed to 2.7, scaling 231. 76, scaling 231.
Alrighty.
Report your Mac number.
Descent checklist. Descent checklist. Shoulder harness. Secure. Passenger signs.
Delta Sierra, maintain Mach decimal 7.
On. Pressurization.
72
Is
Delta Sierra, transition speed 2.
checked. Fuel elevation there is 0 feet, so that's good. Fuel quantity and balance. Fuel quantity is checked, balance is good. FMS, landing data, charts. FMS is set up, landing data is set, charts are loaded up. Approach briefing. Not quite completed. I'm gonna reload, I'm gonna look at the minimums here. ILS 16 left. And punch those in. And it's going to be ILS category C 210. Come on. That was too far.
47 uniform.
Sweet. Most challenging thing to develop on this aircraft so far.
Papa 2 Lima Tango.
Good question, Simwings. FI, probably the FMC itself, and then the engine model. So, are we going to get Campiano or Campagno, whatever, Sama, Turquina, or Turquinia.
08 Papa Mike, you confirm it's still speed 300? 08 Papa Mike, speed 340 knots.
And it's already starting to pull back to get the 250 at.
Speed 270 knots or greater, contact Roma 127 decimal 950.
127 950 knots or greater, iterate over.
7 Echo X-ray ready for push start.
Okay, synthetic vision coming on.
Ready for taxi, the QNH 1011.
Start to face east, 1011, Ryanair 7 Echo X-ray.
Speed 650, frequency 127 decimal 950. Number 650 Charlie Lima, report you indicate to airspeed.
Indicating airspeed currently 285 knots for 650 Charlie Lima.
50 Charlie Lima, roger, maintain. Okay, contact Roma 127 decimal 950, bye-bye.
127 950 650 Charlie Lima.
Total Tango Direct Latina, V1.
No, negative, stand by. You can stay with me. It was for Skylink 655. Contact Roma Director 131250, speed 250 knots.
250 131 decimal 250 Skylink 655, ciao.
650, your speed 270 knots, descend flight level 150.
Agent 650, descending to level 150, speed 270.
Alright, Michael, level 170 inbound Latina VR.
T38 Papa Charlie, reduce speed 270 knots.
Reduce 270 knots, T38 Papa Charlie.
Roma, hello, November 650 Charlie Lima, flight level 218 descending and to reach Latina by 180.
Right, Papa Mike, Roma Charlie, radar contact, descend flight level 150, expect ILS 16 left, speed 290 knots.
290 knots, descending 150, expect runway 16 left, alright, Mike.
November 650 Charlie Lima, Roma, ciao, radar contact, expect 16 left, Latina 3 Alpha arrival, descend flight level 150.
Descend 150, ILS 16 left, Latina 3 Alpha, November 650 Charlie Lima. Okay. You didn't give me a speed constraint, so...
201 Echo, fly heading 250 degrees.
Give it a little bit of break here.
Gen 650, descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Okay. ILS. Whiskey 16 left. Gonna be our arrival.
Descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1012.
How's Vatsim been treating you so far? So far, so good. It hasn't dropped out the audio on me. X-Pilot. I mean...
38 Papa Charlie, reduce speed 250 knots.
Reduce speed 250 knots, 38 Papa Charlie.
With 201 Echo, descend flight level 100, turn right, heading 260.
Descend by 100, turning right, 260.
Right, Papa Mike, descend flight level 100.
100, right, Papa Mike.
November 650 Charlie Lima, descend flight level 110, report your maximum indicated airspeed.
Descent flight level 110, and we are able to go flight level, correction, speed 350 knots, 650 Charlie Lima.
650 Charlie Lima, that's impressive. You can maintain 290 for the moment.
290, 650 Charlie Lima.
3 Papa Charlie, contact director 131.250, call sign only, bye bye.
Director 131.250, quali 3 Papa Charlie, ciao, buona strada.
The 201 Echo, turn right heading 275, descend flight level 80.
Turn right 275, descend 80,
Okay, let's open up the cabin and get everybody seated, buckled in.
From radar, good evening, Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango information contact.
Right Hotel Tango, Roma, ciao, radar contact, Latina 3 Alpha arrival, expect ILS 16 left, descend flight level 150.
Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango, Latina 3 Alpha arrival, expect ILS runway 16 left and descending flight level 150.
Okay, 110.
Right Hotel Tango, speed 290 knots.
Actually, they'll want me to take control here, so they don't want me on the VNAV speeds anymore.
The 201 Echo, proceed direct to backup. Right Papa Mike, descend flight level 90.
Descending 90, right Papa Mike.
Number 650 Charlie Lima, continue descent flight level 100.
Flight level 100, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay. Approach briefing is completed. VNAV transition flight level set. Descent checklist complete. In range checklist next. Good stuff. We'll bash that out. Bang that one out of the way at 10K. Number Victory AJ said on Discord a week, so it might be infinitely professional, but without live traffic, there's no need for separation. Without separation, there's no need for ATC. To a degree, yeah, that's true. Unfortunately. Get those pulse lights pulsing.
Gen 650, reduce speed 250 knots, contact Roma director 131.250, bye-bye.
Okay, doing about 2,000 feet a minute.
Roma director 131.250, bye-bye.
I'm deliberately coming down below the VNAV path here. Don't need it anymore. He's taking control of my vertical planning. My basically told me to descend, so
Tango, continue descent to flight level 100.
Descending flight level 100, Ryanair 800.
Nothing changed there. 1012. Wind 050 at 12. We'll punch that in just quickly. 050 at 12 because it's going to increase our tailwind. Actually, no, it's decreased our tailwind.
Papa Mike, reduce speed to 270 knots. 650 Charlie Lima, speed 270 knots, descend flight level 80.
Flight level 80, speed 270 knots, 650 Charlie Lima.
Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango, descend flight level 90.
Okay. Hang on, did it say flight level 80 or 70?
Papa Mike, descend flight level 70. Is 201 Echo, reduce speed 260 knots.
Okay, these are on. FEW says the controls of future Challenger models. I'm not trusting wings. Maybe. Flight level 80. Can you confirm the cleared flight level for November 650 Charlie Lima, please?
650 Charlie Lima, the cleared level for you is flight level 80.
80, 650 Charlie Lima. Ah, sweet. X-Plane's giving me some random...
01 Echo, speed 250 knots, contact Roma director, call sign only, 131.250. Good evening.
131.250,
Yeah, okay, got that ready. Go.
Papa Mike, continue descent 6,000 feet, QNH 10.
In range checklist. APU. Started. Altimeters. Are actually 1012 and 3 set cross-checked. Avionics. Set. External lights are on. On. N1 target. Target is going to be TO. Set. And he's going to warm up the APU here. XP hyperspace rain. There we go. LS cap 8,000. He wanted us at 270 knots, so that's what we're doing. Final approach course on this.
Wait, Papa Mike, reduce speed 250 knots. 650 Charlie Lima, speed 250 and continue descent flight level. Continue descent 6,000 feet, QNH 1012.
6,000 feet, 1012, and the speed 250, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, vertical speed down at about 1,800, speed 250, 6,000, and we are now on meter. Actually, I did that a little bit too early.
Roma, good night, Ryanair 3X uniform, flight level 190, inbound Latina.
3 X-ray, uniform, Roma, ciao, radar contact.
Yeah, about 1,500 feet a minute is enough.
Expect 16 left, descend flight level 150.
Descend flight level 150, 16 left, Ryanair JX uniform.
8 Hotel Tango, continue descent 6,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Okay, and here's the approach chart. This approach, quick brief, 4,000 is the... And proceed 159. Runway heading climbing 4,000 to 450 feet, not before THR 16. Threshold just 16 left, turn left, max 200, or intercept the inbound radial 175. 31250 and call sign only. 650 Charlie, man. Ciao.
Egen 650, descend altitude
APU
5,000 feet.
transition.
Egen 650, descending 5,000 feet.
Roma director, number 650 Charlie.
Go direct Romeo
Avail
Foxtrot
completed.
447.
APU generator. On. CAS. Roma director, number 650 Charlie Lima.
November 650 Charlie Lima, good day, speed 230 knots.
Speed 230, 650 Charlie Lima. In range checklist CAS is complete. checked.
Before landing, checklist next.
Temperatures are high, no need for anti-ice here. Plenty of traffic, though. You can see him nicely following the tracks and everything. Might have us go all the way around.
655, contact tower 127625, you are number 2.
Yep, you're right, Graham. I messed that up. Checklist called for meter setting. I did that a little bit too early.
38 Papa Charlie, clear ILS 16 left, report established.
Hey, this is from Campiano and 352 inbound.
Egen 650, descend 4,000
D15,
feet.
142, then climb. Emergency cross, D10, between 3,000 and 4,000. Oof. TWR to be reached at 4,000. My word, that's a complicated misapproach.
8 Papa Mike, direct Romeo Foxtrot 447.
Getting some cloud surfing here. The Kessel running on 12 parsecs? Probably not.
201 Echo, descend altitude 5,000 feet.
Quickly adjusting my lighting settings here, but I'm pretty happy with my lighting in the cockpit. Everybody in the back is seated, so we're all good. Yeah, they're gonna have us go all the way around the hump here. That'll take forever. So Exama, and let's see, was there a transition onto the ILS here? There was actually. We can go ahead and punch that in. Delete that. And we're still on the correct leg here, so no change. Sweet. And this is why VNAV on the descent isn't really...
650, descent 3,000 feet.
Never used its traffic now for swim approaches too, so we set Q and it's just a standby while we're in a cruise and then serves as a cross check. Yeah, the problem was basically the checklist called for me to set the meter, and the checklist is kind of optimized for places which have fairly high transition level. So when I was past 10,000, you know, it assumes we're basically always going to have already QNH set in, not be standard. So that was kind of a gotcha there with the checklist. And yeah, hyperdrive will be included.
Number 2, down 127625, 3 Papa Charlie, ciao, buona serata.
27625.
201 Echo, continue descend altitude.
Prepare that next.
Continue descend altitude 3,000 to
So they're going to have us...
Sierra 8 Papa Mike.
Yeah, we're going to take forever to taxi the general aviation, which is probably down here somewhere. Go upper main.
November 650 Charlie Lima, direct Romeo Foxtrot 448.
Direct Romeo Foxtrot 448, 650 Charlie Lima. There we go. Execute. R44H is in. And I'm gonna go. So I want to go to the airport charts, and I'll bring in. Let's see, parking stands. Yeah, 9 Bravo. That's the one I wanted. Where the hell's GA parking here? If any. And coordinates? No. Or all you first officers, do tell me where GA parks at Rome, if at all. Hopefully. Couldn't find it. Oh, I'm sure they'll assign me something. Not a single bizjet. Oh, come on. There's got to be something down here, right? How do important people go there? Told you. Those are not helpful. Park at Lyra. Well, whatever. Pick up the heading here. This is another one of those Heathrow kind of situations where nobody parks, nobody brings a bizjet to Heathrow. It's basically just an airliner only. Such discrimination.
Contact radar 126.75.
223 southeast side.
Gen 650 speed 230 knots until 5 DME and
yeah,
contact tower
presumably somewhere there. It could be.
127.625.
So in that case, they actually got us on a good approach there. Speed 230 until 5 miles, buddy. That's gonna be.
127.625.
It's gonna be a very sporting approach if he wants to maintain 230 knots until 5 miles.
With 201 Echo cleared ILS, runway 16 left, number 3, report established. November 650 Charlie Lima, descend 4,000 feet.
10 to 4,000, 650 Charlie Lima.
NR 8 Hotel Tango, direct Romeo Foxtrot 448.
1,500 feet a minute.
Direct Romeo Foxtrot 448, right, yeah.
We're still giving it 230 speed there, so we'll maintain that. It's getting nice and dark. It's gonna be a sunset approach here. There's the VNAV profile.
Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango, speed 230 knots.
Yeah, still flying 230 knots, Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango. With the 20 request established 16 left.
There 201
1,000 to go.
Maintain 200 knots until
Intersection of Gulf and November Whiskey.
Tower 127.625.
Here's Gulf. Where's November Whiskey? Yeah, about here.
ILS 16 left,
It's 321 to 323. Okay, I see it. So it'll be about here.
November 650 Charlie Lima, descend 3,000 feet.
3,000, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, 1,500.
Negative, sir. Maintain 230 knots for now.
Alright, 1,000 feet to go.
3 X-ray uniform, good day, speed 230 knots.
230 knots, Ryanair 3 X-ray.
November 650 Charlie Lima, cleared ILS, runway 16 left, report established, your number 3.
Cleared ILS 16 left, live report established, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, now we push the magic button. Approach localizer glide slope.
Voltaire 5 Delta Sierra, good day, speed 230 knots.
And it's going to transfer on its own.
Papa Mike, contact tower 127.625.
There we go. Localizer.
Then 3X uniform, direct Romeo Foxtrot 448.
Romeo Foxtrot 448, run at 3X uniform.
And November 600 Charlie was established.
Air 8 Hotel Tango, descend 5,000 feet.
5,000 feet, right, yeah, 8 Hotel Tango.
November 600 Charlie was established.
Number 650 Charlie Lima, contact tower 127.625, maintain 200 knots until 5 GME.
127.625, unable 200 to 5. I can give you 160 to 4 or 180 to 6.
160 to 4, it will be fine, thank you.
160 to 4, 600 Charlie. Okay. Roma Tower, November 650 Charlie Lima on the ILS 16 left.
November 650 Charlie Lima, ciao, condition 1,500. 160, continue approach number 3, preceding traffic 7 miles ahead, category medium.
Continue approach 16 left, 650 Charlie Lima. Is there any way to do an aft-to-nav transfer with loc only? It should do it as soon as the needle starts to center. Yeah, that should give you... but it's also going to arm glide slope. You can basically just disarm, push nav, and you'll be good. Hey, flaps 20.
018 for report runway vacated.
Vacated, was successful, that's visible.
Itaro 8 Papa Mike, runway 16 left, clear to land the
Okay, speed 180.
05012 knots.
Clear to land, runway 16 left.
Cap speed 160.
With 201 Echo, continue taxi on Delta and monitor ground 1 to
There we go,
1.
6 miles, coming back through 180. Gear. Flaps 30.
Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever. Down indicating. No steer. Arm centered clear. Anti-skid. Armed tested.
Cool.
Passenger signs. On. Wing cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Continuous ignition. On. Thrust reversers. Armed. Spoilers. Stowed auto. Flaps.
To go. There's 4 miles. We just coming back to approach. Flaps 45.
1,000.
Set. CAS.
Checked.
Before landing checklist complete. After landing checklist next.
Waiting for clearance still. Hopefully my audio didn't fuck up. It didn't. Okay, cool.
Right, Papa Mike, vacate on the right, convenient. November 650 Charlie Lima, mid runway, proceeding traffic mid runway vacate, runway 16 left, clear to land, wind 05012 knots.
16 left, clear to land, November 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, clearance has been received. We got the lights on, gear down, flaps 45, everything ready to go. Autopilot's coming off.
Papa Mike, continue taxi on Delta, monitor ground 1 to 1.
Left director out.
Ciao.
Approaching minimum.
On Delta, interact one. Bye bye.
Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Tower, good evening, Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango for the established RS16 left. Ryanair 8 Del Tango Fiume Ciao, QNH1012, runway 16 continue approach.
Okay, so the speed brake, the reversers, and we'll take the next high speed.
QNH1012.
Appears to be clear. And it's gonna be, what's the Delta Golf? Yeah, there we go, Delta Golf. And 650 Charlie is clear on Delta Golf.
November 650 Charlie Lima, welcome to Roma, continue on the Delta, monitor ground 121.9 nearby.
1219er, continue on Delta, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, 1219er.
Mike, on Delta, hello.
After landing checklist.
Itaro 8
Landing,
Mike,
pulse,
continue
recog
via Delta.
lights. Off. Anti-collision lights. Cool. And anti-collision.
Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield heat. Off. Probes. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Spoilers. Stowed. Flaps. 0. ATC TCAS. Alt on. Radar mode. Standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
Mike, taxi to stand 404 via Delta, Eco Golf, Hotel, and November Golf. Next via Delta, Eco Golf, Hotel, November Golf to confirm stand 404. Itaro 8 Papa Mike confirmed, stand 404. Stand 404, thank you. Right, for Mike.
Okay, we're following that guy ahead. I prepared my little writing implement here so I can start.
Itaro 8 Papa Mike, cancel stand 402. Roger, stand 402, Itaro 8 Papa Mike.
There's Delta. Yeah, we're still on Delta. Definitely glad I didn't fail the GPS this time, because taxiing just by using the taxi signage here, oof, that's a lot of work. We're on ground, November 650 Channel Lima on Delta.
November 650 Charlie Lima, Roger. Welcome to Fiume. Continue stand 401 via Delta, Eco Golf, Hotel, and November Golf. Follow company Itaro A320.
Follow the A320, stand 401 Delta, Echo Golf, Hotel, November Golf, and November 600 Channel Lima. Okay, so Delta, Echo Golf, there. We're following that guy who's actually looking to us like a, oh, it's kind of a whatever, it's an Airbus. Hopefully he's not going to shove me onto a, he's probably going to shove me onto an airline stand. Yeah, Vatsim does not compute for business traffic at all. Man, this is actually burning out my retinas right now.
Brown, you want to stay around? EBM, Tango, Bravo Delta, 775, stand 824, with information uniform. Request for clearance to London City.
Did I hear TBM?
And
that would be epic.
Tango Bravo Delta 775.
Probably not, that was just mishearing something.
Ovest ground frequency 122.125 by.
So, where do we actually want to go? And Rome Ground, November 650 Charlie Lima, would stand 321 or 323 be available? We are general aviation traffic.
Frequency blocked.
Rome Ground, November 650 Charlie Lima, would stand 321 be available? We are general aviation traffic.
November 650, Roger, so continue via Delta.
Continue via Delta and confirm turn here at Echo Golf or continue on Delta 650 Charlie Lima.
Continue via Delta.
Continue Delta 650 Charlie Lima.
From ground, good evening, Ryanair 8 Hotel Takeoff. Ryanair 8 Hotel Tango, Roger, welcome to Fiume, continue via Delta. Via Delta, Ryanair 8 Hotel Takeoff.
Ciao Fiume, Tarro 2024 with uniform.
This will be about a good time to turn, buddy.
Tarro 2024, Roger, stand by for clearance. Stand by. Original ground, hello again, Gravity 2406-1048, request push back and start up.
Or perhaps not.
Gravity 2406, stand by for push.
Asian 650 on stand 407, thank you for the service, goodbye.
Classic Vatsim. Yeah. Then again, I did confuse them. Probably should have gone into Lyra. Or they actually, what I was worried is they're not gonna have any. Yeah, they don't have any coverage at all. That's for the pizza discussion. Yeah, not gonna have me taxi all over the airport.
November 650 Charlie Lima. Continue via hotel and contact Fiume Fiume Ovest ground frequency 122.125 by
122.125 and continue via hotel 650 Charlie Lima. Where the hell are you trying to shove me?
Gravity.
Rome Ground East, November 650 Charlie Lima on Delta.
November 650 Charlie Lima, hello, welcome to Fiume West. Continue on Delta via Hotel Alpha Victor Zulu, stand 831.
Say again, please, for November 650 Charlie Lima.
650 Charlie Lima via Hotel Alpha Victor Zulu, stand 831.
Hotel Alpha Victor Zulu, stand 831, 650 Charlie Lima. Okay, well, they're directing me somewhere completely different, but whatever. Okay, let me just quickly check my location here. Hotel, okay, yeah, so that's the right one here. It says Golf on here. Where the hell's hotel? I should have hotel to my right. Okay, that's for that guy. And that is hotel indeed. The plot thickens. Okay, so now it's starting to kind of make sense. Hotel Alpha. Alpha would be over on the other end of the airport. So they definitely have given us the sightseeing tour. Oh well, such is life. So Hotel Alpha, and then Victor, there, that goes in, and Zulu, it's going to be in there. Okay, Hotel Alpha, Victor, Zulu, got it. Now it's starting to make sense. Nobody about to kill me, good stuff. Where the hell is 831? It's probably somewhere down here south of whatever. Yeah, about this time we can start calling Jenny, tell her that we're half an hour away from parking.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
I heard about the pizza discussion. Prepare a van and
understood. We'll have that ready
get a rental
for you.
for the pilots.
Anything else?
That'll be all.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
The other side of the airport, it seems. Yeah. There's a right bend here that is matching. There's a gentle right turn. There's some departing or landing traffic. Bravo Tango. Sure, but hotel continues on here. Yeah. Good stuff. Then, we're going to be taking a left here onto Alpha. Yes, left on Alpha. Stand by for armed interdiction. Oh, come on. There's a lot of traffic coming in. Ask Jenny to dates, but I think she's a more skillful pilot than I. More skillful pilot than I. Ah, okay. Before JDAM connects with the cockpit of November 600 Charlie Lima. Ah. You guys are so sensitive.
Ground good evening. Ciao, Air France 55 Lima Lima 16 right vacated via Alpha Golf.
France 55 Lima Lima, welcome to Fume. Straight ahead on Victor, stand 702.
Okay, Victor to the left here. Then Zulu straight ahead.
55 Lima, correction, give way to the traffic coming from your left. It's a Charlie Lima 60 and then carry on through Victor.
It's a Charlie Lima 60. It's a Charlie.
Give way to the traffic left to right, Air France 55 Lima Lima.
Challenger business jet. Okay, Zulu to the right here. Now I gotta go looking for that parking stand. Sure. Quickly swap over to the other chart. And it was 831. Of course it was right away here. Is it though? No, hang on. Alpha Victor. Shit, it isn't. Nobody saw nothing. It's further down. 831 is at the end here. Yeah, they definitely do look like airline stands or whatever. At least we're not parked at a gate with a poor, helpless gate agent looking out of his little translating sleeve thing, helpless to think, try and come up with a plan how to connect to the airplane, which he cannot do. At least you got a power unit here or something. Okay, so this is Yankee, definitely. Okay, 831 should be to the right over here. 831 found it.
The traffic right in front of you, it's a Charlie Lima 60. Traffic inside Skellington.
Should I let him know that it's a Challenger business jet? Okay, lights out. Well, this was definitely the most entertaining part of it. Was definitely the taxi. Okay, parking brake is set. Shutdown checks.
Engine shutdown checklist. Taxi lights. Off. Parking brake. Set. Reverse thrust. Stowed. Generators 1 and 2.
So we can go ahead and turn up the lights here in the cockpit. Vents 1 and 2.
Off. Engine 2 shut down. Fuel boost pumps.
Off.
Off. Fuel system.
Waiting for left low pressure. Actually, right low pressure. There it is.
Engine 1 shut down. Check ITT below 350 degrees Celsius.
It indeed is.
Anti-ice. Off. 14th stage. Off. Beacon. Off. No steer. Off. ATC TCAS. Parking brake if chalked.
And let's go ahead and ask for chocks in, please. Give your landing clearance.
Air France 7, correction, flight 5 Lima Lima at gate.
Cool, chocks are in.
Passenger signs.
Off.
Cabin differential. 0 PSI. Engine shutdown checklist complete.
Somebody
Securing
forgot to
checklist next.
turn this thing off. Definitely not me. So, how's everybody doing? Get your ass to Mars. I mean, out of the door here.
The airport taxi's here. Thank you, Captain. Great flight as always. Well, I'll see you next time.
Well, everybody take care. Have a good one. And we'll pack up the airplane, then we'll do a quick replay. Actually, you know what? Just shut down the engines. Let's run the timer. We're disconnected from the network. As soon as everybody deboards, I'm going to do a quick replay from about 15 hours ago when we were on approach. We'll challenge the parking brake is shape. Okay, stop auto updates. Cool. So they are gone. Good stuff. Let's do a replay. And where were we? About there. Everybody likes landing replays, don't they? Fortunately, it's going to be a little bit weak on the sound because I had the engines off. If lucky finding a car. So let's check it out. I overflared a little bit and then it didn't want to quite settle down right away. Maybe the runway curved away from me? What the hell? It's a little bit hard to see. Yeah, there we go. A bit hard to see, but you know, whatever. Yeah, the runway looked a little bit lumpy. That too. Also, the landing was a little bit shit, but you know, we don't talk about that. Rome can be crazy. Especially when I come with something they don't expect. And they're like, what the hell's this thing? It's got 2 jet engines. It's shaped like an airplane, but it's just so small. Yeah, I think I'm not going to get fired for that landing by the passengers. So, Airsoft scenery. No, this is stock X-plane. I mean, maybe it's made by Airsoft. Yeah, let's do the quick after flight items. Check for any belongings. Missed passenger items. Trash, dirt, whatever. Go ahead and close you up. Toilet isn't destroyed, so that's good. Restock the snack bar. And with that out of the way, we can go ahead and pull these guys closed. The cabin doesn't heat up quite as much. It's a bird, it's a plane, that's Charlie Lima 60. Yeah. Alrighty. Gonna go ahead and punch this button here. Actually, no. I do want to come back here, have this thing available, and we'll turn off that light, and we'll turn off this light. Good stuff. Go ahead and punch this button in. Dim the map reading lights here. And we'll do a post-flight walk around. How about that? Yes. A little bit of wind. Install the nose pin. Leave the door open. Will the storage behind the toilet be modeled in a future update? Yes, it will. Nevada rocks. Not for update 1.6, but it will. So, bring up the little lighty light. Nothing fell off the airplane so far. Come under the APU. Don't get sprayed by APU exhaust. Yeah, duck down. Will the toilets help be modeled? The interior, probably not. Definitely not the contents of it, anyway. Pin is in. There's a silver panel beneath the ice detector on the FO side. First officer side. That is, I think, an avionics vent, really. It doesn't open. It's the same thing on the opposite side. It's a structural element. I can't really tell you. I don't think it's openable. Maybe from the inside or something. Actually, it might be openable from the inside, because it is about, give or take, the forward extent of the avionics bay is about here. So it wouldn't surprise me if this was where you shove the avionics in. Although the actual normal way to put avionics in the jet
nose door
isn't through here. I'd have to look. I'm really not sure, but this doesn't open. You can't open it as a pilot. Okay, do the oil stuff. Let's see how much time has elapsed since we parked. About 5 minutes. We normally wait 15 minutes and, you know, fill out the paperwork here, get everything in order. I need to put in the sound for the pump. There's actually, it does make a sound when it's running for the oil pump right there. Engine oil. We might need to put in oil because it isn't lamp test. Goes out on the left side. Yes, the oil is serviced after every flight. Do it again. Okay, so the left side needs oil, the right one doesn't. So, read off the reading here. Notice how the oil actually decreased. That's because it got colder. 3.5 quarts, and so we'll read the delta. Run the pump. So there we go. Full. And we've put in about 0.4 quarts. Somebody take a note of that. We're leaving it with 3.1 quarts in. We can go ahead and top up the oil a little bit while we're back here. At the end of the day, basically, IT Jesus, it's normally done. Okay. Other than that, it all looks good. Let's hop in and get the thing buttoned up. So, I don't need synthetic vision here anymore. HUD is stowed away. Alrighty, shutdown checks.
Secure and checklist. Emergency lights
are off.
AC/DC utility switch
is pushed in and 3 minutes have passed.
Headsets
off.
Thrust reversers
off.
Chocks
are installed.
Parking brake
released.
Hydraulic pumps.
Hydraulic pumps. one thing you might not have noticed, let me, in case you haven't done the hydraulic pump shutdown from the outside, hydraulic 3A pump is located right around here, inside of the belly, and makes a funny noise when you shut it down. I don't know if you've ever heard that, so let's make that happen. Here's it starting up. And shut down. Okay, so hydraulic pumps are off.
Nav lights, logo light. APU generator.
I'm going to turn down these lights here. Actually, I still kind of need them, but APU generator off. APU start stop off. Packs. Isolation LCV. Check the APU indications are going down to 0. VGT rise, that is normal after shutdown. APU is shutting down, so APU master off. Yeah, pump is disappointed. Aww. Boots up XP to change oil serve. Change the oil because I didn't know it was modeled. We need to rewatch bot for proper shutdown procedures. This is good stuff. Well, how'd you like it? Okay, and normally we'll wait for the APU indications to go away. That'll take about a minute. So we can go ahead and wait for that. Meanwhile, I'm going to turn down the map lights here and here. And I'm going to take out the side floods. Panel flood can stay as is, and the integral lights are good. Everything else I'm happy with. So engine APU indications go away. What's this? Is like a bogus light from X-Plane somewhere. TV panel lighting. That should work with battery only. It might not. Okay, APU indications are gone. So master. And funny story is, even with the aircraft completely shut down, you will always have, there's some self-glow paint on these two handles and on these two handles and the turn here thing. So that will always glow by itself. Cool. And with that, alrighty, put the covers on. And 3. Cool. So we got the gear pinned. Nose doors left open. Shocks are installed. Covers are on. Jet looks about happy. Now, which way would we go into the FB over here, if any? Probably get driven away by whatever. We'll just walk this way. Bye-bye. Okay, and with that, let's wrap up the stream, everybody. It was a bit of a longer stream than I planned, about an hour longer than I planned. But yeah. Bye, Jenny. Bye, everybody on stream. And I'll see you folks next time. Cheerio.